Hello, happy, what is today? I don't even know. It's 11/11. It's my birthday. Thank you for being here. Thank you for all the birthday wishes. Sarah, Lorna Dune, thank you. Thank you. I have some gifts to open before we begin our stream today. And happy Veterans Day to all the vets out there as well. It's Veterans Day / my birthday every year. So thank you to all the vets for your service. Don't flatter yourself. Didn't they make that a song? I'm not sure. Hello, Cooterville. Oh my God, Heathen, I am so out.
Just help a brother out.
And I need more pens. I love your freaking pens. Thank you so much for being here. Welcome back to Cooterville. Cooterville is back open for business. I took a little breakster. We love our veterans. We do. So all the vets out there, thank you for your service. Yours is always on Memorial Day. Hi, Earth Angel. Thank you. Lazy Deb, thank you for being here. Hey, Cram Good morning. Divine Timing got 12 months in Cooterville. Thank you so much for 12 months, and thank you for the birthday wishes. Let's go ahead and open up some prezzies. Hi, Music City. Good to see you, Amber. Wolfie, Heidi, Sarah, Cheech the Peach, Nana Banana. Thank you guys all for being here. First off, I did open a few of them. The first one is from Sophia Petrillo. I got 3 12-packs of Coke Zero to get me through. And then Monkey Bar, thank you. And then I got a Visa gift card from Sophia Petrillo. Thank you. By the way, I'm 52 today. 22, Kylie. And then from Jennifer Koski, I did open this one. Hold on, let me move my mic. This is the cutest thing. Sarah Lee,
help a brother out here.
Member for 9 months. Happy birthday, you beautiful cooter. Thank you. You're 55 and you can kick? Sweet. Okay. It's a comfy lounge set and it's cute. Look. Sleeveless shirt, and then, y'all, I got a skort. You got me, Heathen? I got a skort. I got a comfy skort. Look. A skort. So I'm always closed in Cooterville. It's really cute. Thank you so much, Koski. Cover your cooter at all times. I know the color is so cute. Thank you so much, Koski.
Just help a brother out.
I haven't seen it yet, Flo. Thank you so much for 19 months and for being a mod. And then we have one more in here from Ishi. Oh, Beans. Is Beans here? I got to thank Beans for the PayPal. Therapist, because we're going to be going over Josh's interview with Lauren. I know it's so cold today that I couldn't wear that, but it's very, very cute. How old are you, Robat? I thought we were the same age. Am I older? Of course. Chihuahua, good to see you. It is a cute beachy color. Hey, T-Dub. All right, this is from Ishi. I could wear it. And Ishi says, hold on, let me read the card. Ishi says, happy birthday, you are the bestest. When you light this candle, always remember how much you are loved. Hugs from Ishi and Norishi. So I got a candle that was on my wish list, which I love these. These are the Tyler candles. You have no power, Proud Fur? Hold on. I don't have any scissors. There we go. Hold on, this is all wrapped up with bubble wrap. Ugh. I can't get it out, so I'll show you You still have an original squirt? That's my candle. Thank you so much, Ishi. It's the Tyler. Wish I could get it open. High maintenance candle. That's what I have, Lorna Dune. That's my favorite scent. Hi, Kathy P. I hope you're doing well, Kathy P. I got it, actually. Hi, Sean's Princess. Seawork. Bosco. You stepped in dog shit first thing this morning. That is not a way to start your day. So this is the Tyler high maintenance candle. You can get these on Amazon, but they smell so good. Yes, we're going to be going over Nancy Joe, and we're going to be going over Courtroom Confidential today. Hi, Andy. Andy, it's my freaking birthday. I treated myself to an Andy membership yesterday for my birthday. That's the scent. It's called High Maintenance. Miss Andy's here. If you are not subbed up to Miss Andy, I freaking love your channel, by the way. Straight shooter, no bullshit. Your ex is a Tyler? You might not want that. You love Josh from Courtroom Confidential? Yeah, he's a lawyer, right? I'm pretty sure he's the lawyer. Thank you, Kathy. I appreciate that. Living life, thank you. Thank you, Two Old Crows. Your mom's is November 8th. Well, happy belated birthday to your mom. It's kind of like, I don't know what it is, but it's so good, NH Girl. I can't even tell you what it smells like. Sandalwood, maybe? I'm not really sure what it is. I have the Laundry Soap 2 tattoos. Thank you, Jeannie. Thank you, guys. Oh, happy belated entrance. We got a lot of Scorpios here. I love that. It smells rich. It smells like a rich girl's laundry. Sandalwood or I don't know. They smell like dirty sandals. I'm just kidding.
Just help a brother.
Shauna, thank you for 5 months. And thank you for the birthday wishes. I get along with a lot of Scorpios, I guess. Hey, Idaho Charlie. Hey, Feminem. All right, Pretty in Pink will be listening. Yeah, I think it is a sandalwood, if I'm not mistaken. I think it tells you in the description what it is. But thank you so much for the birthday presents. That is so nice of you to think of me, even before the birthday, to have these gifts here. I really, really appreciate it. It's really sweet. Pisces is Scorpio besties. You know, that's what I heard. My ex-husband was a Pisces. Evelyn says, check your front door. There should be another gift. Really? Should I go look? Aw, thanks, Zooey. Shaboogs, what's up? Should I go check my front door? You're a Scorpio magnet? You're a Pisces. I get along with Pisces females. I don't know about males. I guess I get along with Pisces females. Yeah, that's what I do. Tattoos. All right, I will go look. Do it, lady. I will go look in a second. Listen. That's what I do. I get the unscented laundry soap, and then I pour it in the cup, and then I pour some of the high maintenance in there, kind of mix it together, and then you don't have to use as much because it is expensive. But I only use it on towels and blankets and sheets. Jada, thank you for being here. Happy birthday again. Glad to be here. Thank you for 1 month of cootership. There you go. Lorna Dune said it's a combination of patchouli, vanilla, and musk. Hi, Nicole. Okay, I'll be right back. Hey, Kim Giddle has entered the chat. I'll be right back. Oh, and I'm wearing the shirt that Pines gave me. It says, the more you know, because it is. The more you freaking know around these streets, the better off you are. Thank you, Soap and Clay. The more you freaking know is the key to life. Okay, I screwed up. I thought this was from hold on. I got to think. I got one from Sophia. I thought this was from Sophia, but I'm corrected. This is from Evelyn. Evelyn, I opened your gift card. Thank you. I mistakenly thought it was from Sophia. Thank you so much, Evelyn. That was my mistake. I'm sorry. I went outside. I'm like, wait a minute. There was 2 out there today. So I got Coke Zero from Sophia, and I got the gift card from Evelyn. Thank you. I effed it up. The more you know, the less you like. Good morning, Emmy Joe. Good morning, Sweet Sativa. Hey, Keezy. Vanilla and citrus. Ooh, that sounds nice. All right. Whew, I'm out of breath. I ran out the front door and then I ran around to the other side. Thank you again, Evelyn. I'm sorry I screwed that up. Whew. Well, thank you so much for making my birthday really special. I do appreciate that a lot. And again, happy Veterans Day to all of our vets out there. I appreciate all of you. Westy Mom, West Virginia, welcome in. Thank you, Angelica. It's called Tyler. Let me see. I'll find it for you. I get it at Amazon. You can get it other places, but here, I'll give you this link. There's different scents too, by the way. I'll send you a link to a gift set. Oh shit, that didn't work. I haven't seen any of these interviews, by the way. I didn't see the Don't Flatter Yourself at all. Hold on, let me get it pulled up here. So you can get, this is what I did. I got this little starter set, and then I decided which scent I liked before I invested, because I'm kind of a cheap bitch like that. I don't typically spend a lot on laundry soap. You know, I'm not a rich girl that can, you know, just throw money around. So I tried out all of them to see which one I liked. Here we go. Thank you, Wee. Hope your cooter is blessed with it. Oh, we just blessed my cooter. I don't know. Maybe one of the mods can get it. This link is too long. It won't go in the chat. How do I get a shorter link? I never know how to share these things from a PC. Anyways, just type in Tyler laundry soap in Amazon. A blessed scooter. Hey, Chelsea, thank you. Yeah, that's what I did. I got the other thing. Mid-November birthdays are all Valentine's Day cooter babies. Happy birthday. You know, that's true. You know what's funny, Young Black? My parents literally had 6 kids. One October 28th, one November 11th, one November 22nd, and one November 29th. So I think my parents really liked the month of February and getting all, you know, cozy in the winter. That's all I can say. It's starting to snow. Hey, RLR, thank you. She did do Lauren. Yes, Lauren did do Don't Flatter Yourself merch. Linda, thank you. Kim Giddle, happy belated. You're a New Year's baby. Valentine's Day made. Your son's is tomorrow. Well, happy birthday. Here, I got a sound bite for you.
Everybody. Happy birthday, baby.
Right, they got all cozy. Use tiny URL. Oh, wow, Angela. That's pretty cool. All your kids were born in July. I have a July 30th baby. Hey, Michelle. Good to see you. Thank you, guys. I'm trying to find like the share. I don't know. It really messes me up because I know how to do it on my phone. I feel old. I can't even share an Amazon link.
Happy birthday, baby.
Hey, Lori Jean. Thank you so much. Lauren did Stir the Pot merch. Did she really? Daria, happy belated. Delphine, thank you for the thank you guys. Well, yeah, I don't really like thinking about that either, Heidi. But it's funny that all, 4 of us out of 6. It's because I'm over fucking 50. I know. Hello, the Crow. Thank you, Melissa B. Just shared it. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, so now we're going to get into the latest. I've had these saved. We are reviewing Matthias with Nancy Joe. Let me go off here for a second. Now, what caught my eye about this? Hey, Dreads for Life. What's up, girl? You're only in it for 3 more months? Well, we will definitely be celebrating your birthday. Yeah, we were all divine, what do they call that, Angelica? Divine something. See work. Hey, Betsy, thank you. I'll eat that cake, too. Law and stuff, thank you. Thank you, Angela. But the kiss on the cheek, I was like, what? Hello, Dr. Macy. Good to see you. I like your new picture. Very professional. Immaculate conception. Yes, not divine intervention, but immaculate conception. My parents didn't do it. Thank you, Macy. All right, so the first thing we're going to go over today is the Nancy Joe Don't Flatter Yourself interview. The kiss is very cringe. I don't know why the furk that happened, but the title is interesting as well. The title is The Woman That Lori Vallow Couldn't Intimidate. Hey, Canvas. I've never tried Pura. Is it good? Hello, Miss Tammy. Good morning, Cheryl. Thank you, JC. Good to see you, buddy. Stay humble. Thank you. I don't know if you missed it, but I opened the comfy skirt. Did you know that you got me a skirt? Hold on. I got to show you. We're kind of taking our time this morning. I'm sorry. I know people are like, get with it, get with it. But it's my birthday, and I'll go in my own due time. Hi, Amberly. Thank you. I got a skirt. Did you know that was a skirt, Koski? Stay humble. Look. Skirt. Keep the cooter covered. I did, Emmy Joe. I freaking ass did. Thank you so much. Stay humble. I appreciate it. Retired, not bored. All right. Cash Tasha, good to see you. Everybody, welcome in. Look out, Missy. What's up, Lindsay? Skirts are now in. All right. Let me get this off here. All right. We're going to get into it. This is Nancy Joe and Lauren. And then after this, we're going to go through Courtroom Confidential. Here we go.
Spent your whole date getting to know each other, talking about me.
Don't flatter yourself. No, we did not spend the whole time talking about you.
Hello, Hidden Gems.
That's the intro. Don't flatter yourself. That's where that comes from, was from Court. In case you didn't know.
Special guest here today, and I'm sure you guys know exactly who this lady in red is. This is the woman, the myth, the legend, Nancy Joe Hancock. And we have an interview we're going to do with you today. Before I give you the stage and start asking you a lot of questions, I'm going to say a few things, which I'm sure everyone is mad at right now because we've been dying to hear from you, and they're going to say, "Shut up, Lauren, let her talk." But I just
Do you guys think that Lauren has some kind of like weird, I don't want to say obsession, but she actually went on a date with Charles Vallow. Okay. Charles Vallow. Oh, if you don't know what Charles Vallow is, he was the adopted father / uncle of JJ Vallow. Carry on. Welcome to Cooterville. I have missed the sound bites and you guys and everything that goes along with it.
She says, "Welcome to Cooterville. Everybody close your legs. Everybody coming in, close your legs.
Close your legs."
It was the night before he died. They went on a date. Wow. I didn't realize that. You think she's totally obsessed with Lauren? Or I mean with Lori? Thank you, Elizabeth. Kay's brother and Kresha's uncle. That's a better way to explain it. See, Lindsay? That's why you're my chat buddy. Lauren and her husband, the supposed doctor, are really giving all victims a bad name who've been involved in stalking. Yes, the stalking thing is wild. So the day before Charles Vallow was shot by Alex Cox, he went on a date with Nancy Joe. Thank you so much, Salty, for the super sticker. Appreciate that. And Penny Farthing coming in with 5 cooterships. Candy, Sean's Princess, Jen, No, Linda, and Damma Mama.
Y'all welcome to
Just help a
Cooterville.
brother out.
Come on in and remember, close your legs.
just want to say a few things about this
Just
amazing
help a
woman.
brother out here.
She has been taking care of us. There are things behind the scenes that you guys don't know, like Nancy Jo Hancock bringing us dinner, giving me clothes that I can wear when I didn't have enough.
Oh my God, look at this shit. What the fuck? Oh my God, this is wild. Oh, thank you, Angie B. She said your gift is arriving today between 2 and 6. Thank you, Angie. Look at Grayson down there. She never asked Kresha for an interview. You know why? Because she didn't want to know what Kresha had to say, in my opinion. What's up, Osane? This is the behind the scenes. She's been bringing them dinner, etc.
Enough clothes here. Thank you for letting me borrow some earrings today. Nancy.
They're sharing clothes and earrings. Who finds this to be freaking weird? This is from, let's see, July 27th, 2025. This is just from July. Remember, she said that all this shit started in June, right? I think so too, Lindsay. Why doesn't she have clothes? Did her shipment not come? What the heck?
Joe has helped me with my cough. This clove oil is your suggestion and has genuinely worked. You dry heave when you take it.
Yeah, it's the price you pay.
The price you pay, but I'm not coughing. Like, look, listen to me.
I mean-
Have you heard me cough since you've arrived? And I
have not.
taking it.
Yeah, Lauren doesn't typically wear dangly earrings like that, does she? Same shirt, different color. This is weird, dude. This is weird.
She's an amazing woman, and she
That's
is a
right, Bobby.
caretaker. And I just want to say thank you to
Well.
you too for how you have helped Grayson and myself while we have been away from home, and we have enjoyed many gossip sessions and laugh.
You've helped me and Grayson since we've been away from home. Again. Another sign that they all live together, right?
And you're just, I can say that on the stand, she's incredible, and behind the scenes, she's also incredible. So I just want to thank you.
Well, it's very
And
kind.
I also know that you were, well, a couple things I noticed. You were not planning to do an interview, and I want to ask you why that you changed your mind. But before we get there, I also want to ask you this. the sentencing of Lori Vallow Daybell, hopefully the final one, hopefully we never have to see her again, happened this week on Friday. And I noticed, and I mentioned it, that while Lori was giving her gobbledygook statement, whatever it is, I don't know if it's a
Gobbledygook statement.
statement or a rant or a speech, whatever we call it. You walked out of the courtroom, and so you're in the front row because you sit with your dear friend Kay Woodcock and others, right? Or you're in the second, third row. You're near the front where the media is pushed to the very back, and I'm in the back, and I was on the aisle. And so as you walked out,
Shelley.
I made eye contact with you, and we looked at each other, and you walked out, and I felt like I knew exactly why you walked out.
Lindsay.
I feel like it was confirmed when right after Lori ended her gobbledygook,
jammers.
it was over. And the bailiff let
Gobbledygook.
you right back in, and you went and you sat right back down. So was that what I think it is?
Why is it gobbledygook? It's a murder trial. Like, who just said that? It's a murder trial. Gobbledygook.
And
yeah, ain't nobody sharing earrings with me. Because when people take their earrings off, they have that weird, like, icky stuff on them. Blech. No thanks.
Well, her, Constitution crap was pretty disgusting and irritating and annoying. But when she got to the, if I had anything to say, I would say I'm sorry, but I didn't do anything wrong, so I'm not going to say I'm sorry. And
thank you,
I just
jammers.
thought, if the only person you listened to in this entire thing was your son Colby speaking from the hospital about how he has lost his mother, his father, his brother, and his sister, and how he fought to stay alive.
Hey,
because
Ange.
the pain was so great. If that's the only person you listen to, Lori, how did you not say something to your son?
Hey, listen, Linda.
I would have said something, and I would have known I would have gotten kicked out of the court. And fortunately, the person next to me stopped me from saying something, and I just had to walk out. I couldn't listen to what she was saying. It was so pious and arrogant and disgusting and evil and narcissistic, and I couldn't sit there.
yeah, a silent protest of sorts.
Sane.
It was the only thing I could do, but it was my silent protest.
Y'all, they're
that
wearing the
makes sense.
same
It
shirt.
makes sense. And I'm
And
proud of you.
I knew when you looked at me, you knew why I was leaving.
Yeah, we looked at each other. We had a moment, and I
Yeah.
knew, and you knew that I knew.
Yeah.
No, I was proud of you. I was also proud of Aunt Vicky, who at the very end got the final word in.
She's not your
Yes.
aunt.
Yeah,
Stop.
I think, what did she say? I hope you
Rotten prison.
rotten prison. Aunt Vicky, well played.
Well played, Aunt
Well
Vicky.
played. Flatter yourself with that one.
Can I tell you a little secret?
Please?
When I was walking
Oh,
out, I
Lauren,
said
you're
to
so-
the boss lady of the courtroom something about what she said, and she goes, I sure wish I hadn't had to say that to her. So I
Wait a
think she
second.
wanted to say rotten prison to Lori as well, but
Wait a
Yeah,
second.
that was her job.
Is this lady Mormon as well, or no?
So
Right. And for those that know who Nancy Jo Hancock is, I know she needs no introduction, but for those who don't know,
Wow.
Nancy Jo Hancock was a witness in the trial for, it was the Lori Vallow Daybell trial. Lori Daybell,
She is, Nikki?
known now as, married to Chad Daybell, but it was the trial for the murder of Charles Vallow. She's had 3 now, and you're one of.
Was Charles Mormon? Now I'm confused. I didn't think that Charles was, but he is? Charles was? Oh, he converted for Lori? Okay. That makes sense. Okay. I forget some of these details. Thank you. Thank you, guys. He converted for Lori. Wow.
The first witnesses or soon on the stand, because you were one of the last people to ever talk to Charles Vallow. It was a first date or an introduction. You met online. We're going to get all into that. Don't you? We're going to learn.
Okay, wait a minute.
There is to know about.
I'm not judging, but what I'm saying is, like, aren't Mormons supposed to be divorced before they date? But these Mormons are on a dating site, like, still married? Or he was raised Catholic but converted to Mormonism. Okay. Wow, what a difference to go from Catholicism to Mormonism. Yes, this is the lady who went on a date with Charles Vallow. She's divorced. He filed. Shelley. But is that why Lauren had that one article that she self-wrote about being on a dating site and said that her identity was stolen and someone made a dating site for her? Do we know how many dates they went on? True Crime Kate says just one or two dates. Jay, your gift may have... Yeah, the Amazon account's in his name. Thank you, Angie B. You're so sweet.
That single date that led you 7 years later or 6 years, 5 years later to be testifying at a murder trial.
It wasn't on my bucket list or my bingo card that would ever happen.
Yeah, we all have online dating stories.
Oh, Nancy Joe has a bingo card. I wish I would have made one for today. Shit. Next time we will. Next time we'll play bingo again. She said that wasn't on her bingo card. And this was the day before Charles was shot.
Stories, right? But not all of us.
No one will ever top mine, ever.
At a murder trial.
It wasn't on my bucket list or my bingo card that would ever happen.
Yeah, we all have online dating stories, right? But not all of us.
No one will ever top mine, ever.
Oh, Lauren says we all have online dating stories. Well, Lauren, I thought that was like someone stole your identity. What do you mean? You have online dating stories, Lauren? Lauren. Remember that, guys? We went over that.
None of us have there's this one date, and now I am fighting for justice for this man that I didn't know. And I want to say thank you for that too. You might have had one date with him. You might have known him for one day, but what you have done for him, you should be very proud.
It was the right thing to do.
Yeah.
I would hope that if the situation were reversed, someone would do that for me. It was the right thing to do.
It was. And then what I want to ask.
As a reminder, this is what I'm talking about right here. I think it's kind of funny because reporter Lauren Johnson discovers her personal photos are being used on a fake dating profile. Look, by Lauren Johnson. This is from 2018. Reporter Lauren Johnson wasn't happy to hear her personal photos being used. Dating profile. She learned about it when a stranger sent her a link. Fake profile from Facebook. The profile had an unfamiliar phone number attached to it, encouraging unknown strangers to text. And then she says she reported the fake profile and it was taken down, but Johnson wants to know if her photos were being used in other places. Johnson said she'll be using the reverse Google to search to check up on her stolen photos, and she thanked the Good Samaritan for coming forward. A Good Samaritan? But she wrote her own article about it. I think she was embarrassed that she was on a dating site.
For making it happen. I want to say thank you for making it happen. Thank you.
Before we get into all of those details, and we're gonna get into it. There's a lot more. There are a lot more texts. There is a lot of info. There's a little bit of tea. I want to know why you have chosen to finally do an interview. I know when we first met, you said, look, we became friends. You said, I don't want to interview, which we respected. We understood. And I'm honored that you're sitting with me right now. Thank you. But can you share your intent?
Well, a couple of reasons. I thought the notoriety would go away. First of all, I had no idea the notoriety would come. Really didn't even let even my best friend didn't even know I was going to testify that day. Some of my kids didn't know I was going to testify that day. And I honestly thought that I would go testify and I would go home and it would be done. And I went from April of 2020 until March of 2025 without hearing from one person about the Charles Vallow case. Besides, I was texting with Kay just as a friend.
Yeah, absolutely. It was her brother.
But I heard from no police, nobody. And so I just thought, okay, I guess they don't need what I have. But I didn't intend to have notoriety. I didn't want to have notoriety. And I felt like if I just did a good job on the witness stand and went home, there would be no notoriety. But I mean, I've been in a Disneyland bathroom washing my hands and had people go, "Are you Nancy Johanna? Are you serious?"
What? Stop. Stop it. Someone stopped you in a Disney bathroom and said, "Are you Nancy Jo Hancock?" What? So this is Nancy Jo Hancock, Ange Carter, and whoever else doesn't know who she is. She went on a date with Charles Vallow. She was supposed to go on a date with him the day that he was killed, and she thought he was ghosting her, but he was really deceased. But who would pick this lady out at freaking Disney? Don't flatter yourself, Nancy Jo. Wow. Cynthia Dawn, thank you for the super chat. Happy day, Scorpio Queen. Gotta head out. Glad I found your truth-telling channel. Thank you, Cynthia Dawn, for the birthday super chat. Thank you, everyone coming in. Pink October, Sherry, thank you so much.
Serious? I've been washing my hands and had people go, "Are you Nancy Johanna? Are you serious?" I've been walking into
Don't
Target.
flatter yourself.
I've been in Target having someone walk in and stop me and say, "I used to be a judge and an attorney, and you were the best witness I've ever seen on a stand." And
What? What? Do you guys believe this? Well, this was 3 months ago, so they must still be friends, right?
For making it happen. Thank you.
Thank you, Allie B. Nancy Jo was amazing on the stand, and I felt so sad for her. Charles knew something was up, and it breaks my heart what happened. And yes, she became a big deal because she is the last person who saw him alive. Thank you for your super chat. And yes, I agree. I just don't know if she's really being recognized like this. It's kind of weird.
And I mean, that was just a few days ago. It hasn't gone away. And as I've watched Lori
Besties
decimate
for the
church that I
resties.
love, that I belong to, I finally decided that I had a unique opportunity to stand up for my church.
That's beautiful. That's a beautiful intention.
And I decided if this weird fame that came that I really don't want, and I think it's bizarre, but if it came, that I wanted to stand up and I wanted to say, for those that think that the things that Lori Vallow spews out of her evil mouth are the things that the people of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints believe, it is not. We are normal Christians. We believe the things that most Christians believe. I know there's a few additional things, but we believe that we have a Heavenly Father and that Jesus Christ is our Savior and that He died for our sins. And the things that Lori says are not what the people of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints believe. And I think that the way that evil triumphs is for good people to stand by and do nothing. And so I don't want to stand by and do nothing.
I bet that has been
She's enamored.
really hard for you for the last 5-6 years watching Lori Vallow Daybell be a representative of something you love so much.
Well, she thinks she's a representative, and a lot of people online think she's a representative. But the things that she believes and the evil that she has done, she is not a representative. She is not a representative of the church that I was raised in and that I love. She's not.
Yeah. Thank you. I admire that. And I would like to talk a little bit more about that later in this interview too, if that's okay with you. Okay. Now to some tea.
Now to some tea. So yeah, it's a reminder that Lauren made merch off this lady. Don't flatter yourself. And then there was one other thing that she made. I can't remember what the merch said. Yes, divine timing. Travis Alexander was also a Mormon. Mm-hmm.
I'll take a drink too.
Okay.
What you drinking, Lauren? Ready for the tea.
The clove oil is working.
I'm so glad.
So far, so good.
It burns, but it works.
Burns but works.
Lord
So-
have mercy.
I would like to know, take me back to first meeting Charles. Can I hear a little bit about how
I
you
did it
met
again.
and how this first date came to be?
So
First and only, I guess.
as I
What's
said,
that?
I'm a member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, and there's a couple of sites. They're not sponsored by the church, but they are for members of the church to meet each other and date other members of the church that have similar beliefs. And he made a profile on there. I believe that he told me Kay made it for him, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh.
Because she wanted him to move past Lori and get out there.
Oh, Lauren found that interesting. She said that Kay made the site for him. I know hypnotizes. And Lauren's like, oh, Kay made it. Watch.
He made a profile on there. I believe that he told me Kay made it for him, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh.
Because she wanted him to move past Lori and get out there and date.
That makes
Yes.
sense with the timeline, if that's true, because she knew that Lori had left and he was alone and
Yes.
probably wanted him to see options.
Yes. And so the first day that he was on there, he sent me a message and I returned the message. And I mean, he was funny. He was funny and clever. And we exchanged a few messages. He asked for my phone number and, I broke my don't give anyone your phone number until you know more about them rule. And I gave him my phone number and
He was that charming.
he was.
And he was handsome, let's be honest.
He was.
Yeah.
And, we started texting and talking. And I mean, he was Johnny on the spot on a text. If you text him, you got to text right back. And I don't know how he still did business because he texted me a lot. I know he was still doing business. He was in meetings and, he might have said, I'll text you when I get out of this meeting, but he was attentive and charming and funny and witty and corny jokes and kind and very kind. And, I had some, he was sending me pictures of himself and his family. And, when I reached out to Kay after he was murdered, I had pictures on my phone of JJ that Kay didn't have. And so I was able to share those with her. And
She was very proud dad.
he was a proud dad. JJ was the love of his life. Anybody else that was in his life would have played second fiddle to JJ. He loved, and Cole and Zach have not been talked about a lot. And he was very proud of Cole and Zach. He loved those older boys as well. And
They loved him.
he expressed some regret about letting Lori kind of interfere with some of the closeness that he wished he would have had with them.
Interesting.
I think this is a little too much to be sharing. I don't know what you guys think, but the fact, he loved his older boys too. Like, what? I gotta hear that again. I mean, how well did this lady know him? One date? A few, talking for a while? Notice how she's barely talking about Kay in response to Nancy Joe talking about her. The divide had already started and Kay had confronted her. That's a really good point to keep in mind. They talked for months.
And he was very proud of Cole and Zach. He loved those older boys as well. And
They loved him.
he expressed some regret about letting Lori kind of interfere with some of the closeness that he wished he would have had with them.
Interesting.
And also
They get right
seeing
into
how
it, don't they?
she had treated Joe Ryan while acknowledging his flaws, now that he was watching how she was treating him.
Well, what else did he talk to you about?
Was that an edit? Was that a Grayson edit?
Treating him.
Well, what else did he?
Yep, there's a Grayson edit. Grayson, Grayson, you're editing. Watch.
Flaws. Now that he was watching how she was treating him.
Well, what else did he talk to you
Hey,
about?
Ostrich.
Or was there much more leading up to the date? Or I know there was a lot after.
We talked for hours, Lauren. I mean,
Really?
hours and hours and hours. Everything from
Just help a brother.
baseball to
Thank
growing
you,
up in
Kels.
Louisiana, to his childhood, his first marriage, his wife.
Damn, they move fast. They move fast. Grayson's edits. Radio edit. The real Kels, thank you for 16 months of cootership and for the birthday wishes. Love you, true crime bestie, for the resty.
Why they didn't work. I mean,
Sunflower.
He was an open book. He didn't.
Thank you.
He didn't have secrets. He was, and he talked a mile a minute, really fast,
No.
and with his southern accent, it was pretty cute.
Yeah.
I had to interpret some things and have him go back and repeat it once in a while, but he was fun to talk to. He was really fun to talk to.
I bet. I really enjoy his siblings, so I can imagine how fun
He
it
was a
would be.
good storyteller.
Yeah. So you're having this nice friendship, texting, sharing about your lives. How did the first date come about? What did he say?
Well, so he was in Houston and he was coming into Arizona, and I knew from when we started talking when he was coming to Arizona that it would be July 10th. And from the time we started talking, he said that he wanted to, meet that night when he got here. He was originally supposed to come in at like 4:30 or 5 and be in Arizona much sooner. And he said that he would come pick me up and take me to dinner. Another rule that I don't usually let someone come pick me up.
Right.
But I was going to let him come pick me up. When his flight got delayed, he said, hey, why don't you just meet me there so that, so he, we met somewhere close by his hotel so that he could just go change and come meet at the hotel. When I got there, I texted him, "Are you here?" And he said, "No, I'm almost there." And he said, "You'll recognize me because I'm in the Hawaiian shirt." We'd had a conversation. That's a whole nother story about how bad I hate Hawaiian shirts. And he said, "I hate Hawaiian
shirts. Wears them.
shirts."
I'm always like, why?
Oh, I got a story about Hawaiian shirts for you, but I won't. That's for another time.
But it's fair because he lived in Hawaii. But yes,
But not on a date. No, on the beach in Hawaii, not on a date.
Yeah. Okay, I have to agree with you.
Anyway, and he said yes, and I have pink high.
Wait a minute. She's complaining about it, the Hawaiian shirts he wore or something. Beautiful Sunflower, thank you for 9 months. We had a little cooter baby. Happy 30th birthday, Jay. Thanks. Seems like a lot of them wear those Hawaiian shirts. Nate Eaton loves the Hawaiian shirt. He loves the Hawaiian shirt. I can't even believe this is a discussion, to be honest with you. Awkward.
Yeah, okay, I have to agree with you.
Anyway, and he said yes, and I have pink high tops on. This is all via text. And I said, I think I'm suddenly sick. Anyway, that was just, that's the kind of banter,
Pink high tops. These people are so corny. I love Hawaiian shirts. Hell yeah. Casual. I mean, there's nothing wrong with Hawaiian shirts.
Yeah. He's texting. And so
Kylie,
he came in and, we sat down and he ordered a big steak and
Liza.
we ordered a dinner and we're talking. And literally I look around and I'm like, there's nobody else in this restaurant.
Oh.
And it's after 10 o'clock and they were closed and they're literally the whole people, everyone there is waiting for us to leave. I'm like, I think we should probably leave. So, he gets the check and he, sorry guys, he's just, charming to them as well. And so nice. And, he said, I'm going to tip him extra. We kept him late, and it was July in Arizona and we walked outside and, we stood just by the bed of my truck and talked for like 45 minutes more. And, then after he left, we text for another 45 minutes or so more. I think when I looked at the text messages, the last text message between he and I was around midnight that night.
Oh, wow.
We were texting until midnight, and then he was murdered at like 7:30 the next morning.
Oh, my God. 7.5 hours after they last texted, Charles was murdered. Holy fark. Whew. Bless Mom, Texas. Thank you for your super chat. Happy birthday, beautiful Jay. I am October 27th. Have you watched Lori's Cross on Nancy Joe? If not, we should watch it. Nancy, let Lori have it. Much love to all. Thank you. I watched it when it happened, but I haven't watched it since, so we can definitely revisit it. Deona, are you leaving? Have a good day. Mystic, good to see you. Yeah, that's really heavy. Yikes.
We were texting until midnight, and then he was murdered at like 7:30 the next morning.
Thank you, Snippins. Thank you, everybody, for the
you
birthday
had
wishes.
a nice time. It was friendly. It was nice enough that like you guys end the date and you keep texting.
Yeah.
Welcome to Cooterville.
Until midnight.
Come on in.
Yeah.
And remember,
What did he
close
tell you?
your legs.
We're going to get to that morning, but what did he tell you about the next morning? Like he said he was in town and he was going to see JJ, right?
Yes.
What did he say was going to happen the next morning?
Well, he told me that he was going to get JJ and he was going to take him back to his hotel for breakfast. I know that Lori has talked about that he was taking him to Burger King, but he told me that the next morning he was getting him at 7:30, and the reason he was getting him so early because his school didn't start till 8:30.
That would make sense because he did arrive early. He arrived early
Yeah.
at the house. Yeah.
And so he told me he was taking him back to have breakfast at his hotel. That's what his intention was, to go get him early. And he was so excited to see him. He wanted to spend some time with him before he took him to school.
It makes sense. He's coming into town. He gets to see
Yes.
his little boy.
Yes.
And let's spend some quality time before I take you to school at 8:30.
Yes.
And that's so sweet. And so did he say that JJ just liked the hotel, or is that just sort of his plan? I'm going to take him back.
That's just what he told me he was going to do. He just said that, that's why he was going so early was, that's what his plan was, to go so early so that he had, an hour to feed him and to get him to school on time.
That's really sad. Ugh, I hate hearing that. Because he showed up there at Lori's probably so excited, God, these crazy people. Thank you, Sip and Shine, for 6 months. Happy birthday, beautiful Jay. Thank you so much. And we've got another Cootership celebration here, anniversary. Happy birthday, literally. Thank you for 9 months, Forever Young. I appreciate you on both channels. It says welcome. I don't know. That's just what it do. What it do. Ashley Higgins, it's so good to see you. Auntie Cheryl. Happy birthday, my beautiful Jay. Love you. Thank you, Auntie Cheryl. Love you too. Jammers got 13 months under her belt over here, and it's been longer than that. Thank you. Happy birthday, she says. He was going to look at places to rent in Arizona later that day, too, so he and Nancy Joe planned to meet up after that, I believe. A Cooterville baby is always very special. Thank you, guys. You really have made me feel special today. I appreciate that.
Oh. And that didn't happen. But he tried. So the next day, obviously you're not knowing what's happening, but were you guys in touch? Did he try to text you before he went, or did you text him at all, or what happened?
I texted him at about 10:30 to see how his morning with Joshua had gone with JJ. And didn't get a response, which was weird because, as I told you, he was, right back with the text. And so I thought, gosh, that's weird.
Oh, wow. Kels, thank you so much for the DoorDash gift card. You know me so well. Thank you, real Kels. And thank you for your friendship and your loyalty. I appreciate you, Shell. Kels. I really do. You've been through the ringer lately, and I appreciate you a lot. Thank you.
But I just thought,
hey, Rollins.
I knew that he had flown Lori's brother Adam in to try to do some kind of intervention.
Knew that too. He had told you that too?
Oh, yes.
Okay. Well, we're going to have to talk about this date. You guys covered a lot of ground.
We've been talking for a week, so we covered a lot of ground over the week, but we covered a lot of ground on that night as well.
So you even knew that he was flying Adam in for an intervention with Lori?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
And this lady lived in Texas? Is that the deal? Stephanie G, thank you for your Cash App for my birthday. I appreciate you. Holly G, thank you so much for the Cash App for my birthday. You guys are so freaking nice. Thank you again. Thank you, thank you. And another thank you. Wow, thank you, Flobo. I got an Amazon gift card from Flo. Wow, thank you so much. I'm going to get something for the studio for sure. She lived in Arizona. Oh, so he was going to move closer to her then. I won't sue him, Bobo. Do you know that was a that Grayson got in a wreck with a DoorDash driver? Thank you so much, you guys. Flobo. What's NPC mean, DB? DB, thanks for being so welcoming the other day, too.
Just help a brother out here.
Holly, member for 10 months. She says, you're welcome. Thank you so much, Holly, for that. You think Adam knew what was going to happen? What? Do you guys really? Do you guys feel that way? I thought Adam was like on Charles's side. You think he knew that they were going to... And what is it? It's like a robot? Oh my God. I am so freaking old. The real Kels, she is the real one. You're right. Thank you, bless mom. A scripted human. I think Adam was working with the Cox family and he knew. Nancy Joe confronted Adam. Yeah, that's what I thought, that Adam and Charles were supposed to meet up that day. According to Lori, Adam was trying to kill her for life insurance. Adam was not a part of it, but he knew weird shit was happening. I thought he was on Charles's side and was trying to, get Lori help or whatever. Adam is Lori's brother, yes. That's what I thought on Charles's side. NPC is a character in a video game who's just the extra person standing around like the people on the streets in Grand Theft Auto, but it is now used to describe someone who doesn't make their own decisions. Oh, thank you for explaining. I'm a little old, so you guys gotta walk me through this. I think they were gonna talk to like bishops or something and like get intervention from the church maybe. But why did he end up going to Tucson instead? That's one part of it I never really dug into, was the Adam aspect. The only part of the Adam, his little family, was I saw his son do interviews. They were planning an intervention. He's a professional pickleballer. Adam was trying to help Charles, but he has since gotten close with his family again. I don't trust him as far as I could throw an entire Mormon church temple. Because I'm 50. I know, you guys are schooling me. I think the whole family is a bit bizarre, but I think they were raised kind of bizarre. You know what I mean? Yeah, what was the son's name? Nate or something? Nate? I remember Adam getting caught on a dating site too. I do, because Adam's married. I'm not sure he's quite the good brother, but I remember him being on the freaking dating site. Zach Cox. That's right. This is all bringing back stuff from years ago, so bear with me. Ooh, I want chuck roast, Angie. So Nancy Joe caught him on the dating site and then saw him at the pickleball place. I remember now. All right, let's keep going.
Yes, I knew. I mean, he told me about the videos that she had been filming herself dancing.
I think it was his face, but a different name. I think Adam used a different name, but his picture is what it was, and he was busted. Hey, note to self.
Every night and emailing them to Chad.
He had told you about the dancing videos.
Yes, he told me about the dancing
with
videos.
Chad.
He had discovered those, and
which came up in the victim impact statements. The dancing.
Yeah.
The dancing. Wow. So he told you he found those, saw them.
He'd also found the fake email account where Lori was emailing, pretending to be Charles so that she could have, a fling, getting Chad, so that's why Tammy thought he was coming to Arizona, was under a guise of, doing a book for Charles, and Charles had found all of that information as well.
Oh, he was really opening up to you. I think he's probably looking for anyone to listen, though.
Well, yeah.
Oh my God, Jay, I remember that. He was a DJ on a radio station where they did a contest to see how much water they could drink, and the lady died. And he was the DJ for it. I remember that, shiz. And remember Lori on Wheel of Fortune? I remember that damn thing. I'll look for it.
Yes. And people think it's weird that he was telling me all of that. Sadly, after years of dating, when you're in the middle of divorce trauma, people divorce trauma dump, and it's pretty normal. So
no, I agree. Dude, my first conversation with John, people joke, they're like, "What'd you talk about?" I'm like, "We talked 2.5 hours, both of our past unhealthy relationships, 2 different murder cases."
Yeah.
I mean, everything under the sun. Because I think, yeah, you're right. Once you've been through it, you're like, look, let's just lay it out.
Let's lay all the ugly scars out and get that out of the way.
But I also want to say, I feel like he was also looking for someone to listen. When you look at all of the old body cam footage and him going to all these people, trying to get someone to understand what was going on, I think he felt very alone. And
I have no doubt he felt very alone. I think he felt very unheard. And I know that one of my better traits is that I'm a really good listener. And I have found over the years, if you'll sit back and listen to people, they'll tell you everything you need to know.
Oh, that's true.
So I've developed that quality, because you learn if you are interested in dating someone or not. You just sit back and listen.
Well, that goes for anything, y'all. Sit back and listen. All right, I've got it. Here is the water drinking contest. And this is why I like doing these. This is interesting. Okay, so it says family files suit in death after water drinking event. This is in 2007. Sacramento. The radio station disc jockeys who hosted a water drinking contest on air knew that consuming too much water too quickly could be fatal, but dismissed concerns with juvenile jokes, according to a wrongful death lawsuit. Jennifer Lee Strange, a mother of 3, died January 12th, just hours after taking part in the on-air promotion to win a video game console. Strange, 28, was one of about 18 contestants who tried to win a Nintendo Wii gaming console by seeing how much water they could drink without going to the bathroom. The disc jockeys on KDND FM's Morning Rave program called the contest Hold Your Wii for a Wii. We Frosty don't get a complex now. The Sacramento area station fired 10 employees after Strange's death. The lawsuit names the defendants KDND, parent company, Entercom, and the on-air talent who hosted the contest, as well as employees and managers who organized, promoted, and participated in the contest. Among those named are Adam Cox, Steve Manny, Patricia Sweet, and Matt Carter. Wow. 4 of the disc jockeys had retained their own attorneys. The lawsuit accuses them of being negligent and failing to research the contest and warn participants about the risks. The suit also says they failed to get medical help even after participants complained about getting sick. At one point, a listener who identified herself as a nurse called to warn the disc jockeys that the stunt could be fatal, according to an audio tape of the broadcast. Yeah, we're aware of that, one of them responded. Another DJ laughed. Yeah, they signed releases, so we're not responsible. We're okay. The lawsuit claims that she never signed a liability waiver. Instead, the form merely granted the station permission to use the contest in its promo materials. Wow. KDND was taken off the air. The lawyers requested that they take it off the air. I don't know if they ever did. The family's lawsuit was seeking unspecified medical, legal, burial, and funeral costs, punitive damages for her husband and the 3 children who were only 11 months, 3 years, and 11 years. That is Lori's brother, Adam Cox, was one of the DJs. Yes. Wow.
Well said. Listen more than talk. I'm sure that was probably a really big relief you gave him on his last night that you heard him.
You know, people can say what they want to say. And I testified on the stand. I knew we weren't exclusive. And, it came out during trial that he had, several other dates lined up. And I knew that. But I can't help but think that maybe God had a hand in putting me first because I was a good listener and I.
Of course, shabugs.
I mean,
I agree.
I remembered all of those things, almost a year later when I was finally interviewed by the police. And then almost 6 years later when I testified in his trial, I didn't need to review things. I just remembered.
Yeah.
I just got up there and told the truth about what he had said and what he had told me. And
me too, Keezy.
Yeah. And
makes me uncomfortable.
Too. Guys, just, I've seen a lot of the texts he sent you. You still have them. And I've seen a lot of them. And that you two did share a lot. I can attest to that.
Yeah.
You guys shared a lot. And it was honest, just honest things about your lives.
Yeah.
And he was honest. We told you about the dancing.
Can I say something?
Why does she keep saying he was honest? He was honest. She let Lauren read all the texts.
Yes.
Yeah.
And he was honest. We told you about the dancing.
Can I say something?
Please.
So I know that Lori wanted to insinuate that the text messages after dinner were somehow sexual in trial, and Trina K objected to that. And I was like, oh, don't object to that.
Because you want to set the record straight.
Yeah. That was not. It was not. It was not at all. It was talking about, I was kind of hard on him at dinner. And, I kind of told it like it was about that he needed to make Lori face real life after divorce. That, if she wanted a divorce, yes, she needed to be there for JJ after school, but she should probably get a job while he was in school. And that needed to be real life. And he was so kind about my realness. But, I said, I hope I wasn't too hard on you.
I think one reason we all like you, Nancy Jo, is you tell it as it is.
And I do tell it as it is.
Don't flatter yourself. We'll get to that.
There were no sexy texts.
There were no sexy texts. No, and you're right. I'm glad you clarified that because if that's what it sounded like, that isn't. I have seen the text. It was like 2 friends. It was just 2 friends.
Oh my God, what's the big deal about the texts? Who cares if they were sexy texts? What is the deal with this?
And talking to each other.
And getting to know each other.
And getting to know each other.
Yep.
Yeah, I agree. So you call him or not call him, you text him the next morning.
Yes.
I've seen this text. It's heartbreaking when you realize that what's happened. And what did you ask? You reached out and then
I just wanted to know how's morning with Joshua, with JJ had gone.
And then when you didn't hear back, what did you think?
I was really confused because I knew the date had gone well. I knew he had said, let's see each other again. I knew how over the week that we had been texting that was very out of character for him not to return the text.
Her reputation, these people.
Like I said, I was very puzzled. And then when he didn't answer my call around 1:30 when I called, I was even more puzzled.
Mm-hmm.
But, I don't get nervous for first dates because I just figure if someone doesn't like me, that's their problem, not mine.
Sure.
And I just thought, well, I guess I read that date wrong. And
if someone doesn't like me, that's their problem. Lauren says, true. No, Lauren, you didn't accept that Christina and them didn't like you. You didn't accept that. Listen to her.
States.
Listen.
Because I just figure if someone doesn't like me, that's their problem, not mine.
Sure.
That is definitely something she does not understand. Because people are allowed not to fucking like ya. And you're allowed not to like other people. There's nothing illegal. There's nothing immoral. There's nothing wrong with it. And hello, Nikki B. And hello, Carrie.
And I just thought, well, I guess I read that date wrong. And oh, well,
happens.
Next.
Yeah. Thank you. Next. It's happened.
So it was really confusing though, because I think I'm a pretty good read of people. And I was very puzzled how did I read that so wrong?
Sure.
Hi, Nina.
Like, yeah. Just kind of like, okay, moving on. But yeah.
But, wow. That
but
was
confusing.
Weird. Yes.
So when did you find out that he was murdered? It wasn't for a while. Because you weren't in touch with anyone really in his life.
I don't watch the news, the news. Yeah. And so, but I'm a true crime junkie and I always have been. So I am watching, I believe, Dateline.
She's a true crime junkie and always has been. Wow. So she believes Dateline.
Either in December or January. And it's talking about the missing kids.
So
and it's talking about,
she was watching Dateline.
Lori Vallow and, the missing kids. And all of a sudden, the very picture that he had on his LDS dating profile comes on the screen.
Wow.
And it talks about that he was killed.
Wow. So she thought she was ghosted by Charles. And then she sees Dateline and she sees a picture of the kids. And that's how she puts it together. Look at her face. She had to have been shocked. Wow. I can't imagine. No. Nina, this is Nancy Joe. She is being interviewed by Lauren. She was the date of Charles Vallow right before he was murdered. I can't even imagine. You're watching Dateline, you see a picture like, whoa. I know those kids, Wow.
Lori Vallow and, the missing kids. And all of a sudden, the very picture that he had on his LDS dating profile comes on the screen and it talks about that he was killed and that was her husband. And I was just like,
were you alone watching this?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, what were you taught? Like, I would have screamed. Like, what was your reaction?
I was just, I paused it and I rewound it and I watched it again and I got my phone and I looked at the dates and it was a out of body experience. It was very weird. And I sat with it a few days and I decided that I would reach out to Kay because I just thought that was the right thing to do.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Brooke.
And so is that what you did next? You found Kay?
Yes.
I'll go be honest. I have an older message from you. You said you actually don't even remember that you reached out to me, but I do have an older Facebook message and you reached out. And I remember I wrote back and then there was so much going on. It wasn't right then. It was
what did I say?
You said you went out with Charles and you had one date with him and what happened? He was murdered the next day and you're with him the day before. And I remember even thinking, I'll be honest with you, I remember I get a lot of emails. So I remember thinking, I'm going to have to confirm this, right? Like, okay, that almost seems too perfect that someone was with him the night before. And I'm like, I believed you, but I was like, you always have to do the confirming.
I don't think you reached back to me.
I think I did, but then you didn't reach back out. I don't know. Well, at least, you know what? At least
I was really bothered by how horribly Lori was talking about Charles and speaking about Charles. And I knew what she was saying was not true.
Yeah.
And I was torn between wanting nothing to do with the Lori Vallow ridiculousness, insaneness, and wanting to set the record straight that that's not true. So I guess I did reach out to you. I watched from afar quietly everything that went on. Obviously, for anyone that thinks that they wouldn't do that, if you went out with someone and they were murdered the next morning, you would follow the case.
Absolutely.
I've heard some people be like, oh, she just wanted to insert herself. And
it wasn't your fault that you went out with this guy that was murdered the very next morning and you guys opened
right. Up. No, I can see where she didn't hear anything until Dateline.
Up to each other.
And also, if I wanted to insert myself, I could have reached out to any number of shows.
Oh, absolutely.
And been interviewed. And I did not.
You had not interviewed with a single person and you showed up on the stand.
Right.
And then you haven't for many months after that.
So I was watching after I did my interview in Vinnie Politan on whatever the name of his show.
Court TV.
I have covered this trial for all these years. How did I not know about Nancy Jo Hancock?
And you're like, hi, Vinny.
It was so funny because, there were several people that are like, where did this woman come from? How do we not know about her? Like,
What a weird position for this woman to be in. Hey, 3Ds, thank you for the birthday wishes.
I just laid low and kept quiet.
Right. You would be the exact opposite of someone that wanted attention. No, as I recall the message, it was, hey, by the way, you weren't looking for an interview or anything.
No,
you had information for me. You're like, hey, I want you to know he was really nice. That's what I remember. Yeah. You weren't saying I want to talk or speak up. You were just like, hey, FYI, I know some stuff.
I just wanted him to not be portrayed like he was being portrayed. It just felt so unfair. It just felt very unfair.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's how you learned about it. You reached out to Kay and
and Kay asked me if the police had reached out to me. And, I watch enough true crime shows to think that I was the last person that saw him alive.
And you had texted him, so they might know to reach out to you.
How would they not see my text?
How would they not? You were the one.
I know that he texted with Adam after me because I've seen that through the trials. He was texting with Adam that when he got there that Alex's truck was there. But I mean, from midnight to 7:30 the next morning, how many other text messages could there be?
So do we think that Lori deleted your text? Because she had his phone. Or was he deleting them so that no one saw him? I don't know. Now I'm speculating. It doesn't matter.
I don't know.
It doesn't matter. But it is surprising that
So she's saying that the police did not reach out to her as the last person that texted Charles. And Lauren is like, oh, well, maybe Lauren deleted your texts. Chevy Lynn, she's sitting next to this woman, but her and John are in separate rooms. So this is 2 days after Lori's sentencing. So I believe they're in a hotel. I believe they're in the hotel. And in the beginning, Lauren said she ran out of clothes. They were sharing clothes and earrings. And thank you, Liz and Sherry Rollins.
the police didn't reach out to you.
Well, I know that Kay asked the police repeatedly to reach out to me.
And then they finally did.
Hi, Sue
Well,
from
I reached out
Michigan.
to them and they still didn't. And then I left another message and then they finally did. But they only did a kind of interview and they told me they would contact me again and then they never did.
That's it. So then how did this all come together then for you to testify? Was it Trina Kay?
4 weeks before the trial started, I heard from Trina Kay.
So you were just somebody that sort of the police passed over.
Yes.
It wasn't that big a deal.
Yes.
You reached out to me years ago, just like FYI, he's a really nice guy. That's how I remember the message. That's it. And then all of a sudden, 4 weeks before this massive trial, you get a call.
Yes.
And was it Trina Kay?
It was a text, but yes, it was Trina Kay. And she asked if she could meet with me the next day. And so we met the next morning and it was about an hour, maybe an hour and a half. And
I agree with that, Allie.
The phone interview that I'd had with Detective Moffat in 2020. So, 5 years ago. And when I got up to leave, I said, "You're going to want me to testify, aren't you?" And she said, "Mm-hmm." And I said, "I should have come not dressed nice, right?" I said, "I should have acted dumb.
You should have showed up in sweats with frazzled hair, looked not as put together as you actually are.
I don't think Trina had any idea. I had no idea. I don't think anyone had any idea. I should have been a really insignificant witness. And it was Lori that made me a significant witness by how she acted towards me. So
I agree. I wanted to ask you about that. You'd seen this woman. You already probably have very strong feelings towards her. And now
very strong feelings is an understatement.
And you can share your strong feelings here that, we're good. And then you have to walk up there and be in front of her. Did she tell you what she was going to ask? This is the important information you relate? No, nothing.
Thanks, Turtle Talk.
And so you're up there, Trina Kay asks her questions, and then it's time for cross-exam. And the very woman that that you believe, we can say no now.
No, I knew.
You knew killed Charles Vallow or conspired to kill him, is now cross-examining you, asking you questions. What did you feel?
Ooh, now we're getting into the cross-examination, which we're going to watch after this. We're gonna revisit Lori cross-examining this woman. Thank you, Turtle Talk, for 4 months of cootership and for the birthday wishes.
Up there. Well, I was nervous, and then she started with a "Do you date married men?" hypocrisy, and then I went from nervous to mad, and it was so bizarre that a woman who is on trial, who the whole world knows had an affair and had murdered her husband and had murdered his wife and had buried her kids in his backyard, is asking me if I date married men. it was just so bizarre.
Too much. Well, welcome to the world of Lori Bella Daybell, where somehow everything's a projection in her world. Like, it is very bizarre how she's the only one that can't see.
Questioning me that way was her undoing, because it took me from nervous to mad. So
yeah, she
didn't want to make me mad. It made me mad. So
rightfully so. And she brought that. What was the question? Was that the question? Do you often, when you said do
you date married men naturally?
And then, oh, this was it. Then she said, so all you're saying at your first date, you just talked about me. That's what she said. Yeah. And then she said,
don't flatter yourself.
But was that the kind thing to say right then?
I didn't really care what the kind thing to say was.
No, what I mean is, out of something else you could have said, you probably picked, don't flatter yourself. That was probably the kinder response is what I meant. Let me clarify. Yeah. I thought it was brilliant. So did the world. But I bet it could have, but something else you could have said, that was the kinder option. Does that make sense?
Well, when she was persisting in what did we talk about, I wanted to say, we didn't talk about anything that you would want to hear. It was nothing that you want to hear me repeat to you. But I instead looked at Judge Boreski and said, can I do a narrative? And he said, let's have a sidebar. So
yeah,
I wish I would have driven the train through the open hole that she gave me, because I could have laid down so many unbelievable things that Charles had told me. Oh, that you and Alex were trying to kill him, that you were having an affair with Chad Daybell, that he knew you were sending him videos, that he knew you had written a false email.
Wow.
That he suspected that you had had something to do with Joe Ryan's death. I mean, I could have laid down a lot of things. And I mean, I guess she did stop me when I was saying nice things about Charles. So I guess she could have stopped me when I was saying those things about her as well.
Wow. He told her all of that? What a fucking weird ass position to be in. I feel sorry for this lady, especially since she's sharing clothes with Lauren. How weird. And I agree with whoever said that, and thank you, Revival. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Revival. Thank you, Morbid. I just can't help but think, like, Lauren tries to emulate the women around her, right? Like, and then you have Grayson emulating Lauren. It's like all these women don't know who they are. Like, they don't know who they are. You know what I mean? Like, they're always looking at what other women are and what they do. It's kind of weird to me.
But I might have just kept talking, even if she tried to stop me at that point.
Yeah. It was just such a brilliant mic drop moment, though, when you said that. Don't flatter yourself.
Well, it wasn't planned. It just
came out. I know, it was honest. It was just a very honest moment. You're like, dude, don't flatter yourself. If you really want to go down this path, let's, yeah. Right. Well done. I think having you testify was a shock to her too. I think she'd prepared for everything, but she didn't prepare for Nancy Jo Hancock. Just like we weren't prepared for you. Everyone's like, wait, who? You know, Nancy Jo Hancock, what? And so I think it did the same thing to her.
Well, I purposely did a few things. So I knew I couldn't watch the trial. So I had my good friend watch the trial.
Smart.
But for the purpose of, I want to know what she's wearing, because I did not want to wear anything close to what she was wearing.
So you're like, just watch the trial and tell me what she wears each day, which is pretty easy because it's on rotation.
But I knew she was wearing dark colors. So I purposely wore pale pink because I wanted to wear something different than she was wearing. And that's really, I mean, I did go back and watch every minute of the trial after I had testified because I knew I could then, but for that purpose. And
Lana, they keep saying that because she said on the stand, and we're going to watch her testimony. We're going to watch it in a second when this is over. But she said to Lori, don't flatter yourself. So that became the big Nancy Jo saying. And then Lauren went a step further and had don't flatter yourself merch. Hey, Mama Bear, welcome in. Nina, thank you for the super chat. Enjoy your birthday with your loved ones. Thank you. I appreciate that. That's really nice of you. How did she know what she was wearing? I don't know. Sarah, that's a good question. Elisa Mo, thank you. 52, too old to be bothered with bullshit.
She was wearing. And
how did she know
what she wears each day, which is pretty easy because it's on rotation.
But I knew she was wearing dark colors. So I purposely wore pale pink because I wanted to wear something different than she was wearing. And that's really, I mean, I did go back and watch every minute of the trial after I had testified because I knew I could then, but for that purpose. And, you know, I mean, clearly I look very different than Lori. I'm very dark, and yeah, I mean,
you're not blonde.
I'm not blonde.
Right.
And I don't wear a Shih Tzu ponytail.
You have class.
I like to think so.
Thank you, Clemson. Thank you, True
More than her,
Ginger.
for sure, always.
Bobo.
You also wear fabulous shoes every day. I want to say that too.
No, thanks.
Including cowboy boots.
I do like my shoes.
Yeah, because you have a cowboy heritage in you, some ranch, right?
I do.
Yeah.
I grew up on a farm, 4-H and horses. My dad made his living with horses my whole life. So did my grandpa. Very proud of I'm a cowgirl. We're a tough breed. Maybe that's why I was able to stand up to her on the stand.
I think so. I
was raised tough.
Yeah, I think that's
Nancy Joe seems like a tough cookie. I don't think I'd want to fuck with Nancy Joe. True Crime Kate, thank you for your £9.99 for my birthday. She says, enjoy a birthday cocktail on me, Jay. Thank you so much. I appreciate you guys.
shine through.
Yeah,
but not any of the major ones.
But she does.
Not any of the major ones.
When they're appropriate.
Right. Not any of the major ones, though.
Yeah. Well, what are the major ones? Just the ones you don't say. You say some good ones.
I don't ever drop the F-bomb.
True.
And I never take the Lord's name in vain.
True.
So there's that.
Right. But all the good ones. But I mean, I don't know what those ones, but like they land well when you use them. I'll just say that. You know, you've told me a few other things that you guys talked about. And I want to go back to one thing that I thought was interesting, or it hit me.
Okay.
It was about Colby's wedding. Charles talked to you about something about Colby's wedding and Tylee.
So I'll tell you how that conversation came about.
Tell me how
so Charles was sending me pictures, pictures of himself, pictures of JJ, pictures of his family. And he sent me a picture that was of Colby's wedding. And I knew that he had a daughter, Tylee. We talked about her, but she wasn't in the picture. And so I was very confused looking at this picture. And so when we talked next, I was like, why isn't it your daughter in the picture? I'm so confused. And he said that she had gone on some kind of a trip, but in his opinion, and this is what he told me, that he thought that Lori had sent her away because he was embarrassed of her. No, sorry. Lori had sent her away because she was embarrassed of her and purposely had her come back after pictures were over.
What the fuck? Lori sent her away? She was embarrassed about what? God, I can't stand Lori Vallow.
Because he was embarrassed of her. No.
Wait. Hold on. She said he was embarrassed, then she changed it to she. Hold on.
Very confused looking at this picture. And so when we talked next, I was like, why isn't it your daughter in the picture? I'm so confused. And he said that she had gone on some kind of a trip, but in his opinion, and this is what he told me, that he thought that Lori had sent her away because he was embarrassed of her. No, sorry. Lori had sent her away because she was embarrassed of her and purposely had her come back after pictures were over. And
she corrected herself. Young Black says Colby said that's not true, that Tylee was just on a ski trip.
So she came late to the wedding.
Yes.
And she was late because Lori wanted her to miss photos.
That was Charles' opinion. That was Charles' opinion when I was asking him why Tylee was not in the picture.
So sad.
Horrible.
She was so beautiful.
Yeah.
Tylee was gorgeous. And Lori's so damn vain. Ugh, I can't stand it.
Charles said that it seemed to him.
Thank you,
that,
H-Fam.
Charles loved Colby and Tylee. And it seemed to him that when things were going good with Colby, Lori would throw a wrench in it and cause a problem so that there was a problem between he and Colby on purpose. And that then she would love coming to the rescue, that she would come to the rescue. And the same with Tylee. That when things were going good with Tylee and they were getting along, that Lori would throw a wrench into things and then she would ride to the rescue and save the day.
I remember you telling me that too. That was a really profound thing that you told me too, that he said that she was always trying to come to the rescue or like would almost create chaos.
That's exactly how he said it. She would create chaos so that she could come uncreate the chaos.
Be the hero.
Yes.
I know abusers will often create problems to get a reaction so that you look like the problem or that they look like the solution.
Yes.
So that is a really interesting.
Yeah.
Sip and Shine, I did just get your Cash App. Thank you so much for your generous birthday gift. That's so nice. Thanks, your karma. All the birthday wishes and gifts, you guys are amazing. Thank you so much. I don't deserve it.
And I think that he was seeing that in greater hindsight.
You know what? Actually, I do deserve it. I'm a damn good person. Thank you so much. Thank you for being here.
You know, as things had gone south with he and Lori, and, you know, as she had left 78 days starting in the beginning of January, and, you know, he was watching, you know, this destruction of his family, I think that he had recognized a lot of what she had done in hindsight as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
It broke his heart. It was very sad for him.
Yeah. It is sad that he probably, what it's like, she was creating a lot of conflict.
Yes.
Consistently, constantly.
Yes.
And we know that. That's true.
And
But
he
he
said,
felt it. He sensed it.
He said she did that with his older boys, with Cole and Zach as well.
Oh, my heart goes out to all of them. Let's go back to this police investigation, Nancy Jo, because I'm surprised I didn't reach out to you for so long. Like I said, your number, you were texting him.
I mean, in every true crime I show, the last person that sees someone alive is a pretty important person in a case. And
I know.
I was like, well, maybe the true crime shows are wrong that I watch. And it's not,
I know. So
knowing his demeanor the night before he supposedly was so angry the next morning, and who could testify to that better than I? You know, he wasn't angry.
I feel like they didn't maybe do like a thorough investigation. I think that her text got overlooked because possibly they thought it was self-defense at first. Remember, in the very beginning, they were like, I corrected myself, Sherry. Remember, they thought it was self-defense? I mean, obviously, because there was no charges. I don't think they like looked into, oh, who did he talk to last? Because, yeah, they fucked it up. And I agree. The cops failed Charles on all angles. I mean, that guy was begging for fucking help. He did everything that he could.
Angry. He wasn't angry. He wanted Lori to be a good mom to JJ. He wanted Lori to get help for her religious, whatever was going on.
Yeah.
For sure, Tracy.
Yeah. I feel like it shows
Stevie.
again that police really did get a slow start to this case. Like, I mean, first off, they let him go. You know, they sent Lori away with the victim's advocate first. And look, justice has been served. So I don't want to like beat a dead horse, but I just looking back at this whole situation.
I think if they would have looked into Charles' case, how do you shoot someone twice in self-defense?
I know.
And I feel like one death was one too many, but 4 deaths shouldn't have happened.
I agree. Just interesting that you weren't contacted.
I hate that body cam, Young Black. It's horrible. It's horrible. They just believe him. What was the text, Jay? I missed that. Oh, she was the last one to text Charles at like 12:30 a.m. And then he was murdered at like 7:30 the next morning. And she was surprised that the cops didn't reach out to her to find out about his demeanor or anything because she was the last one to talk to him. Thank you so much, Ishi. I love it. They didn't dig into Charles' phone because it was self-defense at the time and the kids were missing, right? Do you believe the violence between Tylee and Charles? That I don't know. Hey, Tammy, thank you so much. Your birthday's 11/11. It always makes me think of my brother when he passed. I would always see 11/11 the time. Aw, I'm sorry. Those are sweet little reminders that he's with you. Love you, Jay. Happiest of birthdays. Love you too, Tammy. Thanks. Good to see you, Helen. Good to see you, True Crime and Celebrity News. I want to make sure I didn't miss anybody. Thank you so much. We're having a little birthday party today. Thanks for being here.
But I just want to say Trina K knew who to get to testify. So I'll say that.
Well, I don't know that she knew before she reached out and met with me, but I think
Hi,
by the time she got done meeting with me,
thank you.
She figured that I would. I really didn't know what I was going to be asked, but
Yeah.
cards fell how they fell.
Yeah.
And Lori had to act like a jealous schoolgirl that didn't want anybody else to have the cast off boyfriend that she didn't want anymore. So
She really did. Let me just say this. I really do think
Happy
she was so
birthday,
offended
baby.
that a woman that Charles had gone out with was testifying and talking to her. I mean, it was beautiful. It was like such a good.
well, and I think maybe that I was starkly different than her. It bothered her a little bit.
Right.
Too.
Thank you, Kalina.
This dark brunette. Yes. I agree. I agree.
So I think, and her investigator did a pre-trial interview, and Lori fought. I don't know if you remember that Lori fought to have me not be able to testify.
I actually have that written down in my notes. So I turned a little bit to look at my notes and see, and that's literally like one thing I have in my notes. She didn't want you testifying, and she claimed
that I had this collusion with Kay.
Yeah, and I want to talk to you about it because you did say the first person you reached out to was Kay. You and Kay became friends. There's some validity there, but like, tell me.
So
talk to
let me
about that.
clarify that.
Yeah.
So I reached out to Kay. I talked with Kay, but mostly what Kay wanted to know is, have the police reached out to you? Have you talked to the police? You know, you were with him the night before. She didn't know I was with
I
him.
know
the night
she and Larry were fighting so hard.
Yes.
They went, their calls. You got to look into this.
Yes.
Talking to Detective Moffat, just hearing them just begging.
Yes.
So it makes sense. She's saying, look, have you talked to the police?
So the conversation was that.
Okay.
And she gave me Detective Moffat's number and asked me to reach out with him. And besides that, I just basically offered my condolences and told her how much he loved JJ and how obvious that was.
So Lauren's sitting here, and Silly Sally said that Lauren wasn't even there when Nancy Jo testified, that on the live, she said that she left due to a migraine. And then in the 9-hour live, she left because she had a panic attack. So this woman didn't even see the testimony, as far as I know, unless it was televised and she watched it. She may have watched it on TV, I guess, to be fair. Fafo, Dark Side Cooterville cult follower. Awesome birthday date. It was my daughter's due date, but she decided to be a Halloween baby instead. Totally fits her personality. Happy birthday, Jay. Thank you, Fafo. I love you, girl.
And then the contact through the rest of that was just, about the trials, about, logistics of the trials. It wasn't talking about detail. It was just, the trials.
Yeah, the trials. But according to Lori Ballo, and to remind people, because they did, not everyone followed every single hearing, but she was very upset because she wanted to get you out as a witness because she believed that you colluded with Kay, and then you created stories and false stories and false narratives.
The stuff that I knew and that I testified to came 100% from talking with Charles. And I didn't testify about anything after the date, with the exception of me calling him the next day.
Yeah.
And when I found out that he had died 6 months later.
Yeah. And like I said, I've seen some of your texts that verify what you said on stand and things you've told me. So
I had no reason to lie. Why would I lie?
No, don't flatter yourself, Lori. just telling the truth.
So, and there was no collusion with Kay. There was somebody else that she wanted to collude. I don't remember who. Supposedly I colluded with her. I've never even talked. I don't know who it was.
There was one other person I'm trying to remember too. Do you remember, Grayson? There was a third person that thought that
Grayson. She said, do you remember Grayson?
Nancy Jo, Kay, and one other witness was colluding, and they were all sharing info.
Yeah. I don't know who it was.
Yeah. Who was the third? You know who it is?
Oh, it was Christina Atwood.
Yes.
I still don't know who Christina Atwood is. I think she's one of the blondes that testified.
Yeah. One of the 7 gatherers.
Yeah, I had never spoken or did not know who Christina Atwood is prior to watching her testimony. I believe she testified after.
Yeah, she was a friend of Lori's, and
so supposedly I had colluded with her. I didn't know who she was.
Yeah,
so
you're like, and it was the 7 gatherers, not the 8. Nancy Jo Hancock was not part of this little email thread sharing these strange beliefs.
No, I was not.
Yes. Wow. Okay. Yeah, I remember that. But that was debunked.
Secretly, I was secretly hoping that Judge Bresky would say I couldn't testify.
I'm sure.
I text Trina Kay and I'm like, what's the chance that Judge Bresky will not have me testify? She said 0.
So how does that work? She calls you the day before and says, hey.
What is it, Allie B? What did we miss? She was a badass on the stand for sure.
You are testifying the next day, or did she kind of give you an idea of what day it's going to be?
Well, I told her I had a trip planned and I had some work things that I could not miss. And I said, so I couldn't testify these days. And then she said, I believe we'll have you testify this day. And that's when I did end up testifying. In hindsight, when I look at it, it looked to me like, because I'm a true crime junkie and I watch trials. It looked to me.
Wait, what?
In hindsight, when I look at it, it looked to me like, because I'm a true crime junkie and I watch trials. It looked to me like she did some business and then she brought in a little personal to liven things up. That's my opinion.
Okay. So then after, you had this mic drop moment. Don't flatter yourself. It was many people's favorites.
You want to know what else I thought was even maybe as good or better?
Tell me. Tell me. Yes.
So after July 10th, did you have any further contact with my husband? No, he was dead.
He was dead. That was the first thing I thought. You said that's what she said after July 10th. Did you have any contact?
Why are you smiling, Lauren?
Tell me. Yes.
So after July 10th, did you have any further contact with my husband? No, he was dead.
He was dead. That was the first thing I thought. You said that's what she said after July 10th. Did you have any contact with my husband?
Oh. Law and crime.
The law and crime.
We got the hair flip. What is going on here?
Favorites.
You want to know what else I thought was even maybe as good or better?
Tell me. Tell me. Yes.
So after July 10th, did you have any further contact with my husband? No, he was dead.
He was dead. That was the first thing I thought. You said that's what she said after July 10th. Did you have any contact with my husband? You should have
And
said,
then-
yes, I had a near-death experience.
What?
For making it happen.
You should have said I had a near-death experience. Like, that's fucking funny, right? Whew. Hello, Miss Angel. She says, happy birthday. Thank you, Angel. Patty, thank you for your super chat. Happy birthday, Jay. You don't look a day over 22. Hey, Cooters. Thank you, Patty. Neither do you. Ugh. Yeah, I don't like the merch idea, AW. Thank you, wherever is my hat.
And then after July, tell me. Tell me. Yes.
So after July 10th, did you have any further contact with my husband? No, he was dead.
He was dead. That was the first thing I thought. You said that's what she said after July 10th. Did you have any contact with my husband? You should have
And
said,
then-
yes, I had a near-death experience.
And then when she said,
I've had 3.
so did you know that I didn't know he was dating? And then I got to say, well, he knew you were having an affair. So he told you that? Yes, he did.
And while you were plotting his murder, he went on a date.
I mean, she just threw me.
Isn't it weird? That is such a good point. Tay in the wind. Lauren became obsessed with Lori Daybell because she saw herself in her. I have seen other people get kind of that weird obsession with others that they either want to be or see themselves in. It's such a weird angle because I just recently saw someone who I think sees themselves in another person just going at them hard. And it's almost like, do you hate yourself that much? It's weird. Thank you, AW. And C Normile. Thank you for the birthday wishes. It's a really weird psychology type thing, It's like,
Logged me some great softballs, and
Yeah.
I couldn't resist.
Yeah.
I didn't say nearly all of the things I wanted to say, not even a fraction.
What
but-
did you want to say?
Well, I would love to have said, when she said, do you date married men? I would love to have said, well, I don't murder my husband and murder his wife and murder my kids and bury them in his backyard. But yes, I did go on a dinner date with Charles. I would love to have said that.
That would have been great.
Wouldn't it?
It would have been
It
beautiful.
would have caused a mistrial, though.
Would have caused a mistrial.
I know. And I
Darn
didn't
it.
want
But
to
you
be
can
the cause
say
of
it
a
now.
mistrial.
This is your moment.
I said it.
You said it. Yeah, that would have been good. Did Trina K say anything about that? Don't flatter yourself line after?
She came in when they took me in and I had to come back in after lunch. She says, you'll be on TV tonight.
And indeed you were.
And indeed I was.
And on t-shirts,
and on t-shirts. This is what, 3 days after the sentencing. There's already t-shirts.
It was really bizarre.
Was it bizarre?
It was kind of scary.
Yeah.
I mean, driving home from
Bye,
court,
Tammy.
it took me half an hour. I was talking with my sister, and I had set the phone just like on the steering wheel, like in front of me, and things are dropping down on my phone. I had like 300 Facebook and Instagram friend requests in 30 minutes.
Really?
Yes, really.
So this is the part we don't see when people testify in high-profile trials.
It was bizarre.
Wow.
And on Messenger, I bet I had 200 messages from people that I wasn't friends with.
Wow.
And they were from Switzerland, Australia, Great Britain, New Zealand. I mean, lots from the United States as well, but from all over. And I don't know how many interview requests I got, but there were a lot.
A lot. Incredible.
And I just went, I'm going to just go on a cocoon.
Yeah. I was one of those asked. You declined.
I did.
And I respectfully never asked again, right?
You didn't. I didn't ever intend to do an interview.
Yeah.
But I couldn't stand what she was doing to my church. And I thought, I have to say something.
I want to hear.
So she did this for the church. I couldn't stand what she was doing to my church. Because Lori and Chad and all of their followers like perverted what their beliefs are, right? But
I want to hear a little bit more about your love of your faith and what it stands for to you, or just whatever you want to share about it. Because
wait, what? Hold on.
She was doing to my church, and I thought,
asked. You declined.
I did,
and I respectfully never asked again, right?
You didn't. I didn't ever intend to do an interview.
Yeah,
but I couldn't stand what she was doing to my church, and I thought, I have to say something.
Wow. I don't know. That's pretty telling, right? I have, Perry. Yes, thank you.
Again, right?
You didn't. I didn't ever intend to do an interview.
Yeah.
But I couldn't stand what she was doing to my church, and I thought, I have to say something.
And that's when she decided to sit down with Lauren. That's when Lauren hired her. Perry, I wasn't sure if that was true or not. I'd heard conflicting stories on that. I heard that was Lindsay. So I'm not sure.
I want to hear, I want to hear a little bit more about your love of your faith and what it stands for to you, or just whatever you want to share about it. Because I agree with you. Lori Vallow and Chad Dabo, as well as a man named James Craig. Right now, you say you follow trials. Are you following my trial coverage of James Craig?
I couldn't hate him more.
I know.
James Craig is another Mormon who poisoned his wife, and that was in Colorado. This interview was July 27th, 2025. So this was just about 3 months ago. Hey, our honey, welcome in.
Yes,
there have been, I'm going to be honest, a lot of, you say you're a true crime junkie. There have been a lot of LDS members recently.
It's disgusting.
Creating content in the true crime world. Yeah. So I do like to hear somebody that loves their faith share with us what it means to you and how this has been difficult. And look, yes, a lot of people are critical of the faith. And I think it does oftentimes have to do with what's going on.
Well, I think a couple of things. I think, first of all, when someone commits a crime that is of the LDS faith, that's the first thing that's mentioned is that they're of the LDS faith. You don't often hear a Catholic man murdered his wife, or a Protestant man murdered his wife, or a Jewish man murdered his wife. But I do acknowledge that there have been some unbelievably disgusting crimes committed by LDS members. And
I know how much you love your faith, and you are. I just want to say that you are.
Wait, there are horrendous crimes committed by all kinds of people. What is this? She's saying when you hear about it, what's the first thing mentioned? The LDS faith. You don't have Catholics. Why? Listen to this again.
First of all, when someone commits a crime that is of the LDS faith, that's the first thing that's mentioned is that they're of the LDS faith. You don't often hear a Catholic man murdered his wife, or a Protestant man murdered his wife, or a Jewish man murdered his wife. But I do acknowledge that there have been some unbelievably disgusting crimes committed by LDS members. And
I know how much you love your faith, and you are. I just want to say that you are a wonderful representative of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints.
Well, I come from a strong pioneer heritage, and I know that people have sacrificed a lot. And You know, Lori Daybell could probably out scripture me if you wanted to do that, but she would
But
never.
Judge Boreski out scriptures her.
Yes,
So
he
in his
did.
final,
Yes, he did.
in his final
Hey,
speech,
Tomato.
That was good. That was good. Sorry.
But she can't out testimony me. My testimony is something very precious to me. The church is very precious to me. There are places in our church that we are told very strongly that God will not be mocked. And I believe that Lori Vallow Daybell and Chad Daybell and James Craig have mocked God in a way that is so evil and despicable and disgusting. And they are not a representative of the LDS faith. And I'm ashamed that they would claim
Just
the
help a
LDS
brother
faith.
out here.
And LDS members are Christians, like most other Christians.
Is she reading something, y'all? This is weird. Stevie Irwin, hey, buddy. Thank you for gifting 5. Wherever is my hat? Kristen FC, Normeal, Tinfoil Tiara, and KY Kentucky Heather.
Just help a brother out here.
Y'all welcome to Cooterville. Come on in and remember, close your legs.
Whew, this is really weird.
And I love my faith, and I feel like I can stand up in this ridiculous amount of whatever this bizarre fame is and say that I'm LDS and I'm proud of it. And
Can I ask what you love about your faith?
I love so many things about my faith. I love
Where is this going?
the confidence that it instills in children as they go to primary and they learn to get up and give little talks. And
Tammy Daybell wrote a book. Did you know that for primary children?
I don't know.
Tiny Talks. Talks is one of the best books, and Tammy Daybell wrote it.
Oh, I love that.
Mhm.
I love so many things about it. It raises strong, confident youth that some of them choose to go on missions and teach others about Christ. And I love the examples of service that it brings. And we believe in serving others and serving our fellow men, and not just members of the LDS Church. We do a lot of service for other faiths and for other countries. And I love that I know that I will see those that I love that have died and gone to heaven, and that I will see them again. Yeah. But death is a temporary thing. And I don't know what I would do in this life if I didn't have that knowledge. It would be a much harder life without that knowledge. So I'm grateful for that.
Thank you for sharing this personal part of your life.
I'm not trying to mock it. I just think that it's weird that this is such a big part of the interview.
I don't know what I would do in this life if I didn't have that knowledge. It would be a much harder life without that knowledge. So I'm grateful for that.
Thank you for sharing this personal part of your life with us. That means a lot, and I know how much it means to you. So thank you. I'm honored that you would share this very personal part of your life with us. Thank you. I agree.
I do have an example, though, Young Black. Do you remember the case in Florida of the boy in the box? They were Catholic. And I dug into that shit because they were going and adopting kids through Catholic Children's Services. The dad who locked the kid in the box was actually on Catholic Bishop's podcast with him. It was like a huge rabbit hole that I got into with that one. But yeah, you're right. I mean, usually it's known that they're LDS when there is a crime committed. But that was because I dug into that fucker. I don't know. I just think that because these crime, I don't really know. It is weird. I would like to see what you find out about that. Oh, it was a horrible case. And it's like the whole like Catholic religion was overseeing those adoptions. It's just gross.
Agree with you that Lori Vallow and Chad Daybell and James Craig are despicable, and others, and they don't represent what this means to you.
It's
And
blessed.
others. Yes. And I will say this too, though. I want you to know why I did something. I labeled the full story of James Craig as Mormon bishop. But let me tell you why I did it.
I labeled what?
Labeled the full story of James Craig as Mormon bishop.
I labeled the full story of James Craig as a Mormon bishop.
But let me tell you why I did it. I did it because I expect more from members of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. And he was the Elders Quorum president. And I think it shows what a wolf in sheep's clothing he was. And I hold him to a higher standard.
I agree.
And it shows to me his manipulative ways. And
He and
that,
Larry Dable would get along well.
yes, and that he used religion to manipulate people.
I agree.
And that I want to show that manipulative nature in him. So if there's a Catholic person that does it, a Catholic priest, I will label him a Catholic priest. And if it's a pastor of a non-denominational Christian, I'll do that too, because I agree that it's blasphemous, and I will hold religious, despicable religious people accountable.
Let's just hold despicable people accountable.
And despicable people. But whoever holds a position of power to manipulate and abuse people,
I agree.
I will shine that spotlight on them. But it doesn't represent
Hey, sweet crazy.
what it means to you and who you are. And I agree with that. I don't want to ever have anyone ever think that just because a pastor or just because a bishop of an LDS church or just because Chad Daybell did this, that it represents these wonderful people in religion. Because you show how wonderful people.
Chad Daybell has mocked God in a way that his judgment day, I don't envy his judgment day. So is Lori Daybell. So is James Craig.
People are complex and intricate individuals, and one person doesn't represent a group ever. That's called stereotyping. So thank you for sharing what you believe in, and I appreciate that.
I'm a crier, sorry.
Okay, well, you've had a remarkable life and a lot of life. So I know a little bit, about who you are. And
I'm very blessed.
Yeah.
Have a great family.
Hey, Diana.
I'm very lucky and I'm very blessed.
Welcome to the party.
As a true crime junkie, I have to ask, because it's just a wild guess, but I'm suspecting some of the people watching this might be true crime junkies too. Maybe it's just a wild guess. What cases are interesting you right now?
Well, when I grew up, I wanted to be Olivia Gonzalez. I don't know how to say the last name.
Okay.
I thought her
Gonzalez,
victim impact statement
crime.
was a rock star. I loved it so much.
Kaylee's sister. Big sister. Yes.
I just.
Oh, well, Dr. John felt a little differently about that impact statement from Kaylee's sister, huh?
Impact statement was, she's a rock star. I loved it so much.
She was.
I just thought, I would
She
have
was
loved to
strong.
have had someone do that to Lori the other day. It would have
That's
been
true.
so awesome.
Thanks,
I
Jana.
am following the James Craig's case. I'm also following the honor killing case about the couple from Iraq that tried to murder their daughter because she was not willing to go to Iraq. And,
Yeah.
And I'm
Yeah,
really
that one's
disturbed that the judge
upsetting.
will not let the honor killing come into the trial, or the fact that there's arranged marriage come into the trial. So I don't know how the jury is going to be able.
Yes, and we're going to go over that. That is in my watch later. We're going to go over them, discuss that entire sentencing video. But he actually, he was critical of her victim impact statement. I could not believe it. He does not like vocal strong women. You're right, Dr. Macy.
able to see what is really happening
for what it is, the motive,
and
everything.
And so,
Yeah.
but I've really been watching that one as well. That's
You
those
did,
are the ones
Karen?
That's an interesting one.
Mainly addicted to right now.
Yeah. Well, I bet you never thought that you'd see someone you knew and thought was wonderful on a Dateline episode. And like I said, I don't think there's a lot of dating stories out there, but I don't know how many people have. I went on a first date with a wonderful man. I got to know him, and years later, I had to testify at his murder trial.
I've had a.
But you did him good, just so you know.
I think he was happy.
Thank you,
I
Diana.
think he was very happy. I think you should be very proud that you helped in justice for him.
I should have been insignificant, and instead, I think Lori showed in interviewing me the evil side of her that fortunately helped a jury see that she was capable of the crime she was accused of. And thank you, Heavenly Father, that she was so ridiculous and showed that side of herself, because I really think, and I don't take credit for this, but I saw Kay on another interview. I think she was interviewing with Justin Lam, and she said that when she watched me be questioned and she saw Lori let me talk to her the way that I did, say don't flatter yourself and those things, that it gave her the courage to talk the way she did as well. And so, I'm grateful that for whatever little bits that helped bring the justice to Charles.
I do
that
think
we got.
I do see that. I did see courage in Kay. And one of the final things she said, she had a mic drop moment too, where Lori said, "Did you see me?
No,
Kill
but I
this?"
got a ton of evidence.
Exactly. No, but I saw a lot of evidence you did. And that was the final word.
It was good.
It was really good.
Yeah.
Everyone did an excellent job. Justice has been served. How did you feel sitting besides the moment where you had to walk out? How did you feel sitting in that sentencing, listening to those impact statements? It was a hard day. It was an emotional day for me.
Gut wrenching. I was stunned that she could not say one humble, kind. I couldn't believe that she could sit there and listen to those heartbreaking statements and have no kindness, no mercy, no empathy, no, not one good quality. I could not believe it. I could not believe that what she had to say was what she had to say.
No, I never want to hear from her again.
Yes, you do, Lauren. I never want to hear from her again. Janet Bailey, thank you for your super sticker. I appreciate you. Thanks for being here. 1111, guys, make a wish.
Hope that nobody ever interviews her again. And I will never watch another interview that she.
Remember how mad Lauren got because she didn't get to interview Lori, but Eaton did?
Gives again. Because I hope nobody ever. The only way for people to stop interviewing her is for people to stop caring what she says.
Hi, Deb.
And I hope no journalist ever gives her any more airtime because she doesn't deserve it.
Right. And I will say, when it comes to Olivia Gonsalves, I think a little bit of her rubbed off on Kay and Larry, and they said some very strong things.
I agree.
They're very, yeah, it was powerful. It was emotional for me. And
Colby was emotional for me.
Yeah.
To know where he is
To
right
know
now.
where he is and to do that and say, I'm going to make this statement. And that you are the
Exactly, Nikki.
I thought that was a really powerful ending to his statement.
It was.
Could you believe how flippant she acted during the whole thing?
No.
She was writing notes.
Could you see her face better where you were? Because I was in the back.
Yes.
I could never see her face.
I could see this.
Oh, she said she was in the back. Oh. Could you see her face from where you were? She was on the stand. Of course she could.
Side of her face. She was grinning and giggling and flirting.
Really?
Yeah.
She reached out to Nancy Joe for the interview. I think they did an interview prior to this, but this was 3 months ago. Oh, Lori has an interview with Keith Morrison. I don't know if I've seen that one. You think so, Desert Rain? I've heard that from a few people. Desert Rain said Nate Eaton and East Idaho News is propaganda for the LDS Church, masquerading as journalism. Do you think that, Young Black? What are your thoughts? And for Dr. John to say that Dr. Walla did nothing wrong? Oh, I know. Look at her. She was grinning and giggling and flirting. No, you don't say.
Through the whole thing, passing notes.
I didn't know that.
It was so disgusting.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it was really disgusting.
Wow. Yeah. Well, also Judge Boreski, when he said, you're going to fade into obscurity, he's right. He's
Only
right.
if people stop interviewing her.
I think they're going to.
I hope.
Also, it sounds like there's a reason why. So Brianna with Arizona News, who's now interviewed her 3 times and did one right before the sentencing. Did you notice she could not interview her in person anymore? It's like she got in trouble for something.
I heard a little rumor.
This person interviewed her 3 times with the local news. I think she's a little salty about that.
With Arizona News, who's now interviewed her 3 times and did one right before the sentencing. Did you notice she could not interview her in person anymore? It's like she got in trouble for something.
I heard a little rumor that she's in trouble.
Really?
Yeah.
Already?
Yeah.
It's not a good sign.
I think it's funny. I think it's hilarious, in fact.
So in other words, she's in trouble.
So she has so few privileges in prison already, and now she has even less. Oh, isn't that so sad?
Do you know what's happened? Do we know? Does she has fear? I mean, she can't meet in person for interviews. Big whoop. I don't know how many people are going to reach out.
I know more than I maybe should say, but I know she lost the use of her tablet for sure.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Poor Lori.
It's just a shame.
Thank you, Rosie.
Well, I think Judge Boreski's right then. The fading into obscurity is happening.
Yeah. Yeah. I wish nobody would ever put money on her books, but I guess that's the only way any of the victims are ever going to get any of their restitution is by that.
Interesting. Yeah. But I think fewer people, if she doesn't have a tablet, I think a lot of people put money on her books to communicate with her on the tablet. Does that make sense? Like I've heard of people writing her and saying, I'm giving her money. And don't they do that through the tablet?
I don't know.
I have not communicated. I have not communicated with her.
I have not. I have not. I'm a true crime junkie, but I'm not a prison junkie, so I don't know.
There is a difference.
There is a difference.
There's a difference.
What'd she say? I'm not a true crime junkie, or I'm a true crime junkie, not a prison junkie. So is John a prison junkie? Mellow Yellow says Grayson was putting money on Lori's books. Do you really think that was Grayson? For sure. Oh, shit. The lady she was talking to on the hot mic video did an interview with Lori. Oh, that was her.
Difference. Nancy Joe, I want to thank you for this interview. Is there anything else you want to say that I didn't ask you, forgot? I'll even look at my notes here. What do you think?
No, I just want to say that things that you're hearing coming from Chad and Lori as any kind of representative of the LDS Church, they're just not. And they're just not.
Thank you. And you are a wonderful woman. And so if that's what the Church of Jesus Christ Latter-day Saints is, then you are a wonderful example of that. Thank you.
Well, I hope to be. Thank you.
Yeah.
Appreciate that.
Thank you. Thanks so much for this time. Thank you.
What was that? These women are wild, dude.
Not. And
let's watch that exit again.
They're just not.
Thank you. And you are a wonderful woman. And so if that's what the Church of Jesus Christ Latter-day Saints is, then you are a wonderful example of that. So thank you.
Well, I hope to be. Thank you.
Yeah.
Appreciate that.
Thank you. Thanks so much for this time. Thank you.
Yeah, I never thought anything was up with Nate Eaton either. I never got that feeling. It looks like they're at 314K. Holding strong. She'll bounce back. She ain't going nowhere. We're going to watch this testimony, though, with Nancy Joe.
Can you please introduce yourself to the jury?
Hi, my name's Nancy Joe Hancock.
And
do we want to watch just the cross? You guys let me know. Put a 1 if you want to watch the cross. Put a 2 if you want to watch the whole thing. I like Nate as well. Do you want to watch both? 1 for cross, 2 for the whole thing, I think. What did I say? Fuck, you guys are going to have to remind me. What did I say 1s and 2s meant? I always do that. I do a poll and I forget what the question was. Okay, 2 was for both. East Idaho News is owned by Vandersloot. It's entirely Mormon propaganda. I don't know who Vandersloot is. I've heard of him through Kresha, but you get a better picture when you see both. Okay. It's not that long. It's only 45 minutes long. We can do it.
do you go by Nancy Joe?
I do.
Let me put the captions on.
61.
And do you currently work?
I'm self-employed.
Do you live here in Arizona?
In Mesa, yes.
Were you born and raised here?
Born and raised here.
Do you have your own children?
5.
Do you have grandchildren?
15.
Holy, 15 grandkids. Yes.
I'm going to direct you to a person by the name of Charles Vallow. Did you ever meet a person by that name?
I did.
How did you meet him?
I'm divorced. I was on an LDS dating site, and when new members join, it tells you this is someone new. And he sent me a message, and we began messaging.
Initially, did you just talk to him do you talk through the website? How does that work?
Through the website at first, and then he asked for my phone number, and then we were texting and talking on the phone as well.
Do you recall approximately when you met him?
It was early July. I believe the 3rd.
And so you said you guys would text. Was this?
A lot.
What's a lot to you?
Charles was a texter and a talker, and he was good at banter, and there were hundreds of texts by the time I had met him.
You said you talked on the phone with him as well?
For hours.
Did you have a conversation with him once that lasted almost 3 hours?
Probably more than one, yes.
When you met Charles in early July, did you know he was still married?
He told me he was in the process of a divorce.
Okay. Did you know whether or not he was living with his wife at that time?
He was in Houston. His soon-to-be ex-wife was here.
I'm going to speed it up a little bit.
When he came to Arizona, he was meeting a realtor to find a place to live when he was here as well.
So when you're first meeting him, he's out of state, but he has a connection here to Arizona.
See you
so
soon, Gen X.
You keep talking to him?
Correct.
As you guys are talking and texting, did you eventually have enough interest that you decided you wanted to meet him?
Yeah.
Did you know what Charles did for a living?
Charles was a catch. This lady was very lucky to meet Charles, in my opinion. They probably would have been a good couple.
Life insurance is something with money. I try not to have that be the focus when I'm getting to know somebody. So
Thank you so much, Jackie.
Not what they do for a living.
Jackie says, happy birthday, Jay. Love your channel, from Jackie. Thank you for the generous Australian super chat. I appreciate you. Thank you for being here.
So you didn't really care too much about what his job was?
No.
Did you know he traveled a lot for work?
Yes.
As you and Charles are talking and texting, just sort of yes or no, can you tell us, did he get very detailed about his life with you?
Yes.
Did you know if Charles had children?
Yes.
Just yes or no again, did you talk to him about his wife specifically?
A lot.
Did he mention his wife by name?
Yes.
Thank you, Amy.
What did you believe his wife's name was?
Lori Vallow.
Have you ever met Lori Vallow?
No.
Again, just sort of yes or no. Did Charles talk to you about why?
Objection, leading.
Lori.
I haven't heard the question yet. Go ahead.
So just yes or no. Did Charles talk to
Lori said leading before she even asked the question.
you about why
Leading
he was
is yes or no.
No, leading is a question that suggests the answer. So she can answer yes or no.
So again, just yes or no. Did Charles talk to you?
Aw, thank you so much, Penny. Have a good day today. Thank you for being here, Penny. I appreciate you. Enjoy your day. Thank you, PJ.
About why he was separated from his wife?
Yes.
Based upon your discussions, how long did you think there had been issues going on between Charles and his wife?
For several months, but more intensely since the beginning.
Me too,
of
is she?
That year
He was great, Judge.
2019, so since the beginning of that year.
You told us that Charles talked to you let me ask you, yes or no, did he talk to you in great detail about his relationship with Lori Vallow?
Yes.
You told us you met on an LDS dating site, right?
Correct.
So are you a member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints?
I am.
Was there anything that you were hearing that you thought were outside of your beliefs?
A lot of things.
As Charles was telling you these things about his wife, can you tell us his demeanor? What his voice was like, what his attitude was like as he's talking about that?
I just remember thinking that he was strangely calm and still kind towards Lori, even through what they were going through.
Thank you, Oma.
You told us you were aware he had a child. Did you know where that child lived, who the child lived with?
Yes.
Who was that?
He was living with Lori at that time.
He
had older children as well, but young one was living with Lori.
You have these conversations with Charles about his wife and these things that to you seem outside the LDS religion. Why do you keep talking to him?
Well, he was very charming and kind and funny and very clever, really good banter. A lot of craziness going on around him, but he seemed pretty awesome.
Sad.
Now, you guys had just known each other for a few days. Did you think you and Charles were exclusive?
Heavens no.
So would
Thank
you be
you,
surprised to
Susie.
learn that he was talking to other people on other websites?
Not at all.
Did he in fact share some of that with you?
He did. He shared some pictures of some woman that had sent him that were quite scanty, and then proceeded to ask him for money, and thought how funny that was, that that's what people were doing online.
Wow.
Did you eventually meet Charles?
Wow, a bunch of LDS women on there sending him pictures in lingerie and shit, wanting money. Jeez, these LDS women are crazy.
In person?
I did.
And how many times did you get to meet him in person?
Just once.
What day was that?
He was flying in from Houston, and we had arranged to go to dinner that night. His plane was delayed, and so I met him that night on the 10th of July.
July 10th, was that 2019?
Correct.
And was that then here in Arizona that you met?
It was.
You said that you had original plans to meet and they got pushed back?
Yeah, his plane was delayed, so we met a little later than we were supposed to.
Where did you guys meet? What did you do?
At the Keg restaurant by Santan Mall, and we ate, but we talked until the restaurant closed. We were the last people there.
So you shut the place down?
We did. I finally looked around and I realized that we were the only ones there, and told him we probably should leave. And then we went outside and talked by my truck for another 45 minutes or so.
Me
Based
too,
upon
pretty in
everything
pink.
You had heard, was Charles coming in to see you, or was there some other reason he was in Arizona?
Charles was ecstatic to see JJ. He was coming to see JJ, so excited to take him to school the next morning. He was also coming to look for a place to live. He had an appointment to meet a realtor friend after he had taken JJ to school. And then he was also supposed to meet with...
Here's a random fun fact, nonsense that covers like more of the religious aspect of this. She lives I think really super close to where Charles was murdered. I think she's very close to that area too. That's really freaky. And it's crazy too, kind of a subject change, but we have Ada County coming in another case of Michael Monkey Vaughn. And I'm going to be going over the arrest affidavits of Sarah and Stacy Wondra on my true crime channel this week sometime. There has been arrests, there are charges, and we have another Ada County case. That was also Brian Koberger, also the Daybell case. It's just very crazy. Happy birthday from Spain. Thank you, Sai. I appreciate that. Thank you, guys.
Lori's brother, Adam.
So you and Charles had this evening on the 10th. Were you going to meet again?
Yeah, we were supposed to meet up in the late afternoon after he got through with the things that I just said.
So did you have a set time for the next
No.
day?
Mm-mm.
Can you describe Charles? Was he a fit man? What was his size?
Very fit and into physical fitness. And while we were talking, I know that he was swimming. I got to go to the gym, and yeah, very, very fit, strong.
When you were talking with Charles on July 10th that evening, let me ask first, do you recall about what time you ended up meeting him?
It was around 7. I got there first, and but it was right around.
No, she wasn't living there then, but she lives there, close to there now, right? She wasn't there when it happened. Okay, I didn't realize that, Revival. Thanks for clearing that up.
Around 7, between 7 and 7:15, I'd say.
And do you recall about how long you guys were together until you finally
Well, the
left?
restaurant closed at 10, and they were closed, and no one else was there. So it was after that we left, and then, like I said, we stood by my truck and talked for another half hour, 45 minutes after that.
So a later evening.
Yes.
She does bite bits.
Can you tell us, you said that you understood he was going to go see his son. What was his demeanor about with regards to JJ and seeing his son?
Like a kid on Christmas morning. He was very excited to see JJ.
You had talked about his demeanor in when he would talk about his wife on that evening or ever, did you ever hear him swear or use derogatory names or anything like that towards Lori Vallow?
I was surprised with the details that he was describing to me, how kindly he still spoke about Lori, and his hope was that she would be a great mom for JJ.
Did that stand out to you?
A lot.
Why?
Most men that you date are not nearly so kind about their ex and describe them in more derogatory ways and don't
What a
speak
nice
so kindly.
guy.
I remember
Lori
just
was
thinking how odd in a good way it was that he was not speaking in a derogatory way about Lori.
So that made an impression on you.
It did.
During any of your conversations with Charles, did you ever learn that he had a life insurance policy?
I did.
As you are talking, did Charles really just tell you a lot about his life?
A lot about his life, yes.
Were you almost surprised at the amount of detail of his life that you learned?
Yeah.
She did, Flo? That's awesome.
Did you understand whether or not any changes had been made by Charles to the life insurance policy?
He told me that he had changed his beneficiary to his sister Kay, and as he was proceeding to tell me some of the things that were going on, I suggested to him that maybe he should let Lori know that he had changed the beneficiary on his life.
This is kind of crazy, man, that she was so infiltrated in this, like to the point where he was discussing, you know what it probably was? Thank you so much, Beans. I got it first thing this morning. I was like, oh, Beans, you're so thoughtful. Thank you. You know what I'm thinking? I'm thinking he probably told her all of this because he wasn't like being taken seriously by the cops and shit. You know what I'm saying? My aunt lives in Arizona, Tucson. My dad used to go out there every year. Yeah, I feel like, you know how that is if you're like, people think, oh, you're exaggerating or whatever. And then you meet someone new who's not involved in all of the stuff and doesn't have, you know, any kind of jaded opinion. And to probably make kind of a record too. You know, you get an outside perspective from someone who's not involved at all. Because at first I'm like, wow, that's a lot to tell her. But I feel like he was like at his wit's end. So sad. God. So glad he confided in her, honestly.
Life insurance to Kay.
Why would you tell him that?
Because of the things that he was describing to me and his concerns for his safety and the thought that money would come into play.
Do you recall where you were when you made that suggestion to Charles?
We were sitting at dinner at the Keg.
So this is on July 10th.
Correct.
What was his demeanor like when you told him that?
He kind of chuckled and said that he probably should. Said that was a good idea.
You told us that you don't know Lori Vallow, correct?
I do not.
Would it be fair to say that you sort of have no beef in this case?
I have no beef in this case.
Do you know any of Charles's family back then?
No.
Any of Lori Vallow's family back then?
No.
Yeah, where is Melanie Gibb nowadays?
Left Charles after talking in the parking lot that evening. You told us that you had sort of unformalized plans to see Charles the next day.
Correct.
Was there like someone would call someone, or how was that supposed to go?
He just said that he needed to do the things that I said: have a morning with JJ, find a place to live, meet up with Lori's brother Adam, and then we would meet up somewhere for a late lunch or something.
Did you ever try to reach him on July 11th?
I did.
Did you try texting him ever?
Around 11-ish in the morning, I texted him and asked how his morning with JJ had been.
Did you get a response back?
I did not.
Did you try calling him?
A couple hours later, I called once, yes.
Did you get a call back?
I did not.
What were you thinking when you didn't hear from Charles after you spent this night?
I was puzzled how I had misread what I had thought been a good date so wrong that he would not even take the courtesy to reply. Wondered why, but just figured that was what his decision was.
So on July 11th, when you're not hearing back from Charles, did you know that he had been shot and killed?
No.
Did you later learn that Charles had been killed from seeing something on TV?
I was watching TV in December, I believe, and his picture came on the screen, and it said that he was dead.
When you learned that in December, that he had been killed, did you learn when that had happened? Did you try to investigate?
I did. They said the date, and I thought, oh my gosh, that's right about when I went out with him. And so I went to my phone and thought I probably had deleted our text conversations. If I'm not dating someone and I text, I usually delete the thread, but I had not. And I had the conversations, and then I realized that I was
Nancy
with him until 10:45
Joe,
that night,
she's a
and I
dirty
died at
deleter.
7:30-ish the next morning.
And did you later then talk with the police in April of 2022, tell them what you knew about this case?
I did.
Thank you. The state has no other questions.
Cross.
Okay, here we go. And Lori. Let me know if it's too fast.
Nancy Joe, right?
Correct.
And we have not met before, correct?
We've not.
Okay. And you stated that your husband, or my husband, told you that he was going through a divorce. Is that correct?
That's correct.
And did you have any way to verify that?
No, I didn't try to verify that.
Okay. So did it surprise you later to find out that we were not in the process of a divorce?
Charles was in the process of a divorce.
He was not in the process of a divorce. Did it surprise you?
Okay, let me slow it down just a little bit. Lori.
Did you find that out? You've seen it all on TV. We're not getting divorced.
Okay.
So on the website that you met him, did he say he was divorced?
I'm not certain.
Would you have gone on a date with him if he would have said he was married?
If I would have realized how married he still was, maybe not. But I just met for dinner. I wasn't sleeping with him or anything.
Do you go on dates with married men? Naturally?
Naturally?
611 for harassment.
Oh, she said, do you go on dates with married men naturally? Look at the judge's face. He's like, oh, fuck. Here we go.
Naturally?
Argumentative. I'm going to also object under 611 for harassment.
All right. I'll sustain the objection.
Your Honor, do I not have a right to cross-examine this witness for what she has already testified to?
You can cross-examine her about what she's testified to.
So you did go on a date with married men,
I went on a date with Charles.
but you did not know he was married.
I knew his divorce was not final.
His divorce was not started.
Okay.
She says, okay.
So in your text messages, you asked Charles if he was a good kisser. Is that correct?
Maybe, sure.
Did he answer that text message?
I'm
gonna
sure.
object to
I'm sure he did.
relevance. Again, 611 harassment.
I'll sustain the objection for relevance and hearsay.
Lori is so jealous. I can't stand her.
So are you trying to tell me and this jury that you went on one date with my husband and he told you all the details of our lives?
I'm telling you the truth, and that's what I know.
So you spent your whole date getting to know each other, talking about me.
Don't flatter yourself. No, we did not spend the whole time talking about you.
There you go. That's where the don't flatter yourself comes from, right there. You guys want to hear that again?
I'm telling you the truth, and that's what I know.
So you spent your whole date getting to know each other, talking about me.
Don't flatter yourself. No, we did not spend the whole time talking about you.
You knew a lot about me, right?
I knew what I've testified to.
What else did you talk about on your date?
Lots of things.
Like what, for instance?
Life, kids, the church, lots of things.
Okay. Did he tell you about anything about our other 4 children?
Yes,
So you knew that we did have 5 children as well?
I did.
Okay. Did he talk to you about my daughter Tylee?
He did.
Did he talk about his relationship with her?
I don't recall that.
Did he talk about you?
Were you there,
in his
Tracy?
relationship with my daughter Tylee?
I don't recall that.
I'm sure you don't.
I'm
Oh,
going to object to
With my daughter Tylee.
I don't recall that.
Did he talk about you, the contention in his relationship with my daughter Tylee?
I don't recall that.
I'm sure you don't.
I'm going to object to comments by the defendant made after questions, testifying.
I'll sustain the objection.
On your date, you talked about my husband was a life insurance salesman. Is that correct?
I knew he did something with money and insurance, but I really didn't know the details of what he did for work. Like I said, I don't ask the details about what someone does for work when I'm trying to get to know someone.
But you knew that he sold life insurance. You stated that.
I believe that I had a vague understanding that he did something with insurance.
And then he brought that up again at dinner.
No, we didn't talk about his work at dinner.
I thought you said you did talk about, and correct me if I'm wrong, you said you did talk about that he changed the life insurance policy at dinner.
Well, you were asking me if we talked about that he sold insurance, which that didn't happen. But yes, he did tell me that he changed the beneficiary of his life insurance policy at dinner.
Did he tell you how much his life insurance policy was for?
Yes, he did.
What did he say?
$1 million.
Did he tell you how much my life insurance policy was for?
I do not recall.
You don't recall?
We didn't talk about you very much in that vein.
When did you talk to him about me very much then? If it wasn't at dinner, was it in your text messages?
We were talking about what he was going through in the process of separating from you, not about what your life insurance policy was worth. And we talked about you on the phone, and when I say you, meaning what he was doing as he was going through this separation.
So let me understand. You were dating some different men on this website, right? From the websites?
Sure.
Would you say it was common for men to be talking so much about their supposed ex-wives during their conversations with a potential?
It's actually very common.
Really?
Really.
Interesting.
And again, Your Honor, I'm going to object to the defendant making comments after her questions.
I'm sorry, Your Honor. I won't do that again.
All right, please stop.
I'll just ask the question.
She can't help herself.
So there were some text messages between you and my husband after the dinner on July 10th. Is that correct?
Correct.
What time would those text messages have occurred?
After dinner.
What time?
10:45-ish.
10:45 to what?
I'm not certain, ma'am. After dinner.
She called her
10:45
ma'am.
to midnight, maybe?
I just told you I don't know. Maybe.
What did you discuss in those text messages?
And I'm going to object to relevance again. If there's a specific area.
Sustained.
You testified a minute ago that Charles told you a lot of things about his wife. You didn't say ex-wife, but you said wife. Is that correct?
Okay, sure.
What were a lot of things?
The things that I've testified to.
Can you be more specific?
Am I allowed to do a narrative then?
Let's go on sidebar. The last question the defendant asked of the witness was along the lines of, what things did you discuss about me, meaning the defendant? Is that correct?
That's
Yes.
what I recall, Your Honor.
Are you sure you wanted to answer that question? Because you're opening up a really big door.
Right, Jay?
If you
Only
want her to
Lori can
answer
do
the
that
question,
shit.
I'll have her answer the question.
How am I supposed to know what a lot of things are?
All right. If you want her to answer the question and there's no objection from the state, we'll
No
bring
objection.
the jury back in and have her answer the question. All right. Let's bring the jury in.
Miss Hancock, you said that you had seen on TV that my husband had passed away. Is that correct?
That's correct.
And you indicated after that you saw my sister-in-law, Kay Woodcock, on that show and you reached out to her. Is that correct?
I didn't indicate that, but that is correct. I reached out to Kay after I saw that Charles had died.
I didn't indicate.
And did you do that through Facebook or?
I did.
Social media? Okay. How many times between that first contact and now have you and Kay Woodcock communicated?
I've spoken to her just once. I've texted her here and there regarding. I've texted her here and there about other things. I don't know what I can say.
Okay. How many times have you texted her?
I have no idea.
Like more than 10?
Maybe.
Okay. Have you ever turned over those communications to the state?
No.
Did they ask you for them?
No.
Okay. Did you ever turn over the text conversations you had with my husband to the state?
I was never asked, but I understand that they retrieved them via having them through Charles' phone.
Okay.
Ew, the
I
storm.
would have had I been asked.
Okay. Did you turn over any other communications that you had with anyone else regarding this case to the state?
I don't believe I've had any other regarding this case to turn over to anybody, so no.
Okay. How many times have you spoken to this prosecutor?
To Ms. Kay?
Yes, to Miss Kay.
I met with her once in person and one other phone call, and then just text messages about the logistics of being here today.
Okay. How many text messages would you say?
I have no idea.
More than 10?
I know court was running behind, so she had to text me to come at a different time. Probably counting yesterday and today to redo the time, more than 10, yes. Prior than that, probably no.
Okay. Did you have a meeting with her to prepare for this testimony?
I met with her once.
How long was that meeting?
An hour, maybe an hour and a half.
Okay. Was anyone else there?
No.
Have you ever spoken to my brother, Adam?
Yes, but only because I ran into him at my grandson's pickleball tournament the other day.
And how did you know that was him?
Because I've seen him on.
Here's the part about Adam. Nancy Jo just has all the tea, doesn't she? A cooter compound with portals going to it, Jess? M.M. Morgan says, I talked to her brother Adam. Interesting.
Was him?
Because I've seen him on media via the situation surrounding you.
So you initiated a conversation with him?
I just said hi, and he asked me who my grandson was, and I pointed it out, and that was the end of it.
So you introduced yourself to him? To my brother?
I don't know that I introduced myself, but maybe.
How would he know who you were?
I don't know that he knew who I was. I knew who he was.
So you went up and talked to him?
I did talk with him, yes.
He didn't call you over, so you went up and talked to him?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And when you were talking to him, you told him you were who?
I told him that my name was Nancy Jo Hancock.
And did he recognize that name from something?
Can I go back and change how I met your brother? I forgot this until right now. So on a dating app, your brother's picture came up on my dating app. And I sent him a message and said, but he had a different name that he used, not Adam. And so I just sent him a message and said if he was going to use someone else's pictures, he should probably pick someone different than Adam Cox. That's how I met him.
That's how you met my brother, Adam?
Correct.
Do you know what perjury is?
Absolutely.
Can I object, Your Honor, to a question? Argumentative harassment.
Argumentative.
What a bitch.
How long was this conversation that you had with my brother at the pickleball tournament?
A couple of minutes, maybe less.
And how many times had you communicated with him before that?
Only that message on that dating app. Besides that,
one message, one time?
I don't remember. I think he messaged me back, and it didn't continue.
So just the one day then? Maybe several messages in one day?
I might have sent him one other message, but it was just one interaction, and there was nothing further.
And you did not schedule a date with him?
I did not.
Okay. Have you ever spoken to Brandon Boudreau?
Hey, Linda W.
Yes.
Okay, when?
He attends the same church that my daughter does, and he happened to be at their house briefly, and I didn't really speak to him. I just knew that that's who he was.
And how did you know who he was?
Because my daughter told me.
And who did she say he was?
Brandon Boudreau.
In relation to me?
She knows the story, and I know the story, so she just had to tell me that his name was Brandon Boudreau.
That he was married to my niece? Is that the information that you had?
I know that he was married to your niece, yes.
Okay. Just the association is all I was asking. And you did speak to him that time?
Well, I don't believe I spoke with him.
Okay. But you met him? Or...
I don't know that I even met him. I was there. He was there with some other people, and I knew that that's who that was.
So you didn't introduce yourself to him?
I did not.
Okay. Did you speak to any other law enforcement besides Miss K? Not that she's law enforcement, but did you speak to any other law enforcement about this case or be interviewed?
Yes.
Who? Who did you speak with?
Detective Moffat is who interviewed me. I believe that's. I might have left a message for him. I couldn't tell you who with, but the only one that I spoke to was Detective
Lori's
Moffat.
like, me,
Nathan
me,
Moffat.
me.
And when was that interview?
In 2020, I believe in April. A long time ago.
Okay. How long was that interview? About?
It was a telephone interview and it lasted 45 minutes, I'd say.
Is that the only law enforcement that you spoke to besides the prosecutor?
Yes.
And how long between that interview with Detective Moffat and your first communications with Ms. K, how much time passed in between there?
With Trina K?
Correct.
I met with her just a month ago, 5 weeks ago, and I gave an interview in 2020, so.
Is that the first communication you had with Ms. K was 5 weeks ago?
Yes.
Okay.
We still don't know,
Ms. Hancock,
Lorna,
were
dude.
you aware at the time of your date that I did not know that my husband was on dating websites and dating women?
Objection, speculation.
Sustained.
Were you informed by him that?
Wait, what was that question?
Was Ms. Hancock, were you aware at the time of your date that I did not know that my husband was on dating websites and dating?
Were you aware that I didn't know that he was on? McSpunky is McSulky because he's not getting a pool party.
Women?
Thank you, Morgan.
Sustained.
Were you informed by him that I knew of the situation of us being separated?
Me.
He was under the impression you were having an affair, so him moving on was a natural effect from that.
He told you that?
Yes, he did.
Okay. Just to recap, you said that you met my husband Charles, on July 3rd. Is that correct?
Approximately. Give or take a day.
And you went on a date with him on July 10th?
Correct.
So that was what, 7 days later?
Thanks, Nat.
So would it be fair to say that you knew my husband for a week?
Approximately.
Okay.
Wow.
And then you had no contact with Charles after that, correct?
Well, he was dead, so clearly I didn't have contact with him.
Oh, my God.
Okay.
Wow.
And it wasn't until you saw that he had passed away on the news that you reached out to anyone. Is that correct?
Correct. I didn't know he was dead.
And that was about 6 months later? Is that correct?
I believe it was December, so July to December is 5 months, I believe.
Okay.
Unreal.
And then you found Charles' sister, Kay Woodcock, my sister-in-law, yes?
Objection asked and answered.
I'm just going over the timeline, Your Honor.
I'll allow it. Go ahead.
So when is the then you're referring to?
So at the 5 months later that you said in December, after that is when you contacted Kay Woodcock?
To express my condolences for her brother passing away and wanted to let her know that I had dinner with him that last night and how much he loved JJ and how excited he was to see him the next morning. And just
thank you. That's enough.
Wow, really? What a bitch. Look at Nancy Joe's face. She's like, fuck you, Lori. Wow, she didn't let her even get out how much he loved JJ. Fucking, Lori's a bitch. Listen to this again.
Kay Woodcock, to express my condolences for her brother passing away and wanted to let her know that I had dinner with him that last night and how much he loved JJ and how excited he was to see him the next morning. And just
thank you. That's enough.
Wow. Look at the judge side-eyeing her, too. Unbelievable, Lori. Oof.
And how excited he was to see him the next morning. And just
thank you. That's enough. I'm just recapping here. And you contacted her through Facebook, is that correct?
And again, asked and answered.
I don't think that was actually asked yet. I'll overruled. Go ahead.
Yes, as I said before, I contacted her through Facebook.
Okay.
Very
and
nasty.
Then sent a few text messages, is that correct?
That is correct.
This is recap of everything we've already gone through.
Move on, Lori.
And then you said you met with police on April 22nd, 2020, is that correct?
I didn't say April 22nd. I said I believed it was sometime in April.
Okay.
And I didn't meet with him. It was a telephone interview.
Okay.
Nancy's on it.
And that was around 1 year after my husband passed away. Is that correct?
Well, July to April would be 10 months, so.
No more questions, Your Honor.
All right, redirect.
Thank you.
What are they going to clarify? Let's see.
You, did you reach out to the police, or did the police reach out to you after you learned Charles was dead?
I reached out to the police. I was surprised given that if they'd seen his phone, they would see the text communication that we had had and that we had been at dinner that night before he died.
And that's what she told Lauren in the interview as well.
In terms of speaking with Charles's family, Kay Woodcock, did you know her before this?
No.
Had you heard her name through speaking with Charles?
Yes, from Charles. I knew that he had changed his life insurance to his sister Kay, and he talked quite a bit about Kay and his love for her and
boom,
the relationship with JJ and how they had adopted JJ.
So you understood the closeness he had with his sister?
Absolutely.
And you said you reached out to pay your condolences.
I did.
Right, Kalina?
When you learned that Charles was dead, were you shocked?
I was watching the TV and it was talking about a case, and his picture came on the screen, and shocked is an understatement. Yes.
In terms of talking with Kay, have you ever tried to talk to other people to learn about or verify if the stuff that Charles told you was accurate?
No.
Jesus.
You are
Hold
telling
on,
us
sorry.
What he told you.
What I'm telling you is part of what he told me. There's a lot more.
And did you tell the police all of what he told you? That you could remember at that time, I should say.
I believe, no, I thought I would probably be interviewed again, and it was more an ask-answer format. I remember being surprised that I wasn't interviewed again.
Because Charles had shared so much with you.
Correct.
In terms of the defendant's brother, Adam, did you ever talk with him about the case?
No.
Through media, did you recognize him?
I recognized him because I'd seen him on reports. And I knew that he was going to be testifying in this hearing.
When did you see him? When was this interaction
like
at this pickleball?
a week and a half ago.
So a week and a half ago, when you see him at a pickleball tournament with your grandkid, you say hi to him?
Basically.
You don't talk at all about the case?
We might have talked about that we were testifying. I don't know. No details for sure.
Okay.
Just a general, and then he saw who my grandson was, and the end.
So nothing about, hey, I'm going to say this, or Charles told me this?
Absolutely not.
When you and I met, did we go through your testimony? Or let me get this straight. Did we go through what you told the police?
Yeah.
Did I indicate to you to just tell the truth?
You told me to tell the truth.
Whatever that was.
Whatever that was.
You were asked about the fact that you knew Charles for basically a week, right?
Correct.
Did he make an impression on you?
Charles was a large personality. It would be hard not to be impressed by his wit and just gregarious, big personality with his Southern accent.
You were asked a lot on cross about you dating a married man.
Correct.
What was your impression of where this relationship was between Charles and Lori Vallow when you and Charles started talking?
Well, I knew that they had separated and that they had reconciled, and I knew he had filed, and then he had recanted that. But he also had met with an attorney to begin the process again and was very emphatic that he was done with all the craziness.
And was that last time something that you understood to be very recent?
Prior to us meeting?
Yeah.
Yes.
When he's talking to you, he's telling you about, you said, sort of the whole year of 2019, correct? But this last understanding that you had of him now going back to a divorce lawyer, was that something you understood to be very recent in time to that July 10th when you're meeting?
Correct.
Okay. And did you understand him to have even met with an attorney?
I believe he told me that, yes.
So that was where you were at.
Yes.
And that's what you understood Charles to be at.
Yes, and I will say after having dinner with him, I did tell him that no one would want to be serious with him until he was further along in accomplishing that divorce that he was in the process of, including myself.
So even though you knew he was just barely starting now, did you still want to meet with him again?
Yeah, I wouldn't have entertained a serious relationship, but he was fun, and yeah, I would have met with him again.
That would be a lot to take on, hearing all that craziness. Wow. She must have really believed him, though, that he was being, he was being jerked around by his ex. I think she knew exactly what was going on.
All right. I have no other questions, Your Honor.
Are there any questions for this witness from the jury? I see at least one question coming down.
Oh, we got one jury
we
question.
have our white noise.
The jury asked questions?
Yep.
Nancy's like, shit, I thought I was done.
Ever expressed to you verbally any indications of stress?
Definitely. He was very worried that.
I think we'll just keep it with a yes/no answer for this question. Does the defense have follow-up based on that juror question? Does the defendant have follow-up based on that juror question?
No, Your Honor.
All right, state.
No.
Wake up,
All right,
Lori.
you can step down. Thank you.
That's it for Nancy Joe. We've got, I want to get through this one because let's do one more today. Let's do one more review. This one I haven't seen at all. Let's see. We've been live for 3 hours. Yeah, let's do one more. But Nancy Joe I thought her testimony was amazing. I don't have anything bad to say about Nancy Joe. Lauren, however, it was a little bizarre. But that was a good idea to go through that testimony. Thank you for that idea. Nancy Joe. I mean, what a tough space to be in, too. I mean, it's a lot of junk to carry around after that. Yeah, I'm glad that he felt comfortable with her, and I'm glad that he got to tell her because she really helped. She's awesome. All right, so this one is from 3 months ago as well. Lauren was a busy little bee. So this one is from July 29th. So what was the last one?
Can you please introduce yourself to the jury?
Hi, my name.
This one was...
And so
I think the 17th. Oh, she premiered this on the July 27th. Hold on.
Can you please introduce yourself to the jury?
Hi, my name's Nancy Joe Hancock.
We are all Nancy Joe Hancock today. Okay, and is it the same day?
Hello, Hidden Gems. Look at this. 2 shows in a day. 2, 3. I've lost track. But
oh, yeah. Okay, so this is July 29th. All right, here we go. This is Joshua Ritter. This is an attorney. He is Courtroom Confidential. He's got his own YouTube channel. I don't know if they like dueled that or what. It says Inside the James Craig Trial, The Poison Plot Unraveled, Lauren Matthias, and Josh Ritter. I don't know if there's any nuggets in this at all. So we'll play some of it and see what it's like. Angie B, let me know when you get your gift. Don't give it away. LOL. Don't give it away. What do you mean? Thank you for your super chat, but why would I give it away? Angie.
We had to go live tonight. I am with the Josh Ritter from Courtroom Confidential, a friend of mine. I was so excited, Josh, when you said yes, you jumped.
By the way, he was also at CrimeCon. He is a big CrimeCon person. Did you notice that he hasn't had her back on since the 9-hour debacle? Has anyone had her on since Duty Ron? Do we know?
jump on because I'm going to be really honest. I have so many questions for you when it comes to the James Craig trial that we've been covering with nightly recaps. So many interesting things. Josh, for all of you that don't follow Courtroom Confidential, which I think a lot of our hidden gems already do, and if you don't, go follow Courtroom Confidential. You do an excellent job breaking down cases, especially from that law side of things. I'm not a lawyer, nor am I a psychologist. I pretend to play both sometimes, but we know I'm not. But you are the real deal. You've been both a defense attorney and you're currently a prosecutor. Is that it, Josh? Or
I was a prosecutor. Now I'm a defense attorney.
Okay, I got it. Okay, that way. So, I have questions, and I thought I've got to stop playing attorney here, and I've got a list here of questions. People have sent some questions to ask you. So, again, just thank you for taking the time. This trial and this case, for a brief overview for those that haven't been following it, it's fairly basic and to the point. A dentist in Colorado, Aurora, Colorado, is charged with poisoning his wife with arsenic cyanide and Visine eye drops, and it's so upsetting. A wife of 23 years. They have 6 children. He's also LDS and was in high leadership positions in his LDS church. And it's just heartbreaking. Not only is the prosecution saying that he did this, you would think it was like a day, like Corey Richards did it in one. He did this over like a 10-day period, multiple hospitalizations, multiple poisonings, allegedly, according to the prosecution. We're on verdict watch right now. Like
Jesus,
the jury
Lord.
has been deliberating. They went.
Jesus, she's too fucking fast like that. Dang. Woo, she talked fast.
Home for the day. They're coming back tomorrow. So like tension is high. We shared closing statements on our channel earlier. It'll be on our podcast later today. And so I have questions. Yeah. But have you been following it? Can I ask? And how are you?
First of all, I'm good. Thank you so much. A little bit tired. We were just saying before we started to go on that we both were up in Idaho. Now, you traveled a few more places in between than I did, but just getting back from Idaho, I'm still a little bit exhausted and jet lagged, even though it wasn't that much of a time change for me, but it was a whirlwind trip. But I've been following this case fairly closely since we did a show on it way back, like soon after his arrest, because it is a fascinating case, as you pointed out, the fact that he's got a wife that he's been with for so long. They've got 6 children. By all accounts, from the outside looking in, it's this like ideal life. I mean, you see the photos of them that they've shown, and it's all the smiles and the family, and it looks like, oh, what a lovely family. He's got this, what we thought was a successful dentistry practice, these beautiful kids, all of this stuff. And then you find out that he's this really, evil, selfish, narcissistic, horrible human being. He's cheating.
Angie,
on
what
her all
have
over
you
the place.
done?
That's awful.
Yeah,
But
the defense doesn't deny it. Right.
Defense doesn't deny it, actually leans into it, because if that's the worst that they think he is a cheater, fine. But then you find out that, the way that he goes about, and we see these stories all the time, sadly and unfortunately, where people want to end their marriage and they can't think of the adult way to do it. So they just.
Oh, we're talking about, her face. Ending marriages got her looking at the camera.
Side to kill their loved one. But then, as you just pointed out, and it was highlighted in the closings by the prosecution, this wasn't a quick, painless death. This was torture. This was torture over a 10-day period. This poor woman for 10 days is in the hospital, feeling like she's dying, no idea what's wrong with her. You imagine like the psychological trauma she's going through, not realizing what the heck is going on with her. Doctors have no idea. He's playing this role of the loving husband. Meanwhile, he's flying out one of his women that he's been having an affair with, who, by the way, is also a victim in this, doesn't really know what's going on. And then
I think she's fucking petting that dog, y'all. She's petting Grayson's dog. Watch her arms down here. Look at Michaela Fisher says, as Annie Elise would say, just get a divorce. She's definitely petting the dog. Watch.
Role of the loving husband. Meanwhile, he's flying out one of his.
Or she's petting something. I mean, it looks like Grayson's dog is probably there. That looks like the orange sofa in the hotel or whatever the hell they're in. Yes, this is July. Yep, orange couch in effect.
Women that he's been having an affair with, who, by the way, is also a victim in this, doesn't really know what's going on. And then on top of that, you take what he's done since he's been arrested, and it's just like he's turned the craziness up to 11. It's a fascinating story, and I hate to use that term when we're talking about people having lost their lives, and then we're talking about children who are not going to have a mother and maybe not even a father for the rest of their life. But it is fascinating to just see someone go this crazy because they're so desperate for this. I don't know what this life. Something that they feel will be fulfilling to them. I don't know. I'm no psychologist either, but it's like it's pure selfishness in my view.
Wait,
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. As you know, Dr. John, my husband, luckily we do have a criminal psychologist, that we can pull, from every so often. And he said, yeah, it's just this.
Wow. We can pull from every so often? Girl, you pulled from him every episode with his books. What is she trying to downplay Dr. John's role? She's trying to downplay that role. Listen.
It's like it's pure selfishness in my view.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. As Dr. John, my husband, luckily we do have a criminal psychologist, that we can pull, from every so often. And he said, yeah, it's just this fantasy that he has, that he's searching for something, that he probably has attachment issues. And yeah, we brought up the sort of sadistic quality to it, right? Again, this isn't quick. He's going to make her suffer over a long period. He could have stopped at any moment. And that is what's so upsetting. And yes, this long time cheater, which also just shows, that he had always been a, wolf, a sheep wolf in sheep's clothing. I was just like, it's been a long day. I was like, wait, but.
Oh, Lauren, slow down. Jeez, oh, Pete. He's like, what have I gotten myself into here? I'm just going to put a smile on my face and carry on.
Just pretending he's someone he's not for a very long time. So, cheating, they said, for probably 20 years of their 23 year marriage. One thing that's interesting, I'm going to read to you the charges, Josh, and I have a lot of questions when it comes to just the charges and how they're doing this, because there could be options like the jury can pick. So first off, what he's charged with is first degree murder, solicitation to commit tampering with physical evidence, solicitation to commit tampering with physical evidence, solicitation to commit first degree perjury, solicitation to commit first degree murder, solicitation to commit first degree perjury. So that's 6 counts, or just 6, 6 different charges there. And then the 7th is the jury can consider second degree murder, criminal negligent homicide, or manslaughter if they do not find him guilty of first degree murder. So the manslaughter charge will appear on the jury instruction form as count 7. So my first question for you is this normal? Because it does seem like sometimes we watch these trials and, maybe they overcharged somebody and it should have been manslaughter and it was first degree and so he's acquitted. And they're giving an option of like, look, if you don't think he's guilty of first degree murder, you can try him.
I thought you wanted to hear from the lawyer.
Shut up. For manslaughter and like helping in self-harm, because that's his defense, is that he helped his wife who wanted to self-harm.
Right.
Is this typical?
Not typical, but not entirely unheard of when you really understand what they're trying to do. So first of all, 6 out of the 7 charges that you first listed, putting that 7th one aside for a moment, are all charges, by the way, since he's been in custody, like the solicitation for perjury, the solicitation about fabricating evidence, the solicitation for murder. That's all the stuff that he's been since he's been in jail, since he's been arrested for the murder. He's trying to plant evidence, trying to get people to lie, trying to murder the lead detective. Wild stuff. But if you look just at the murder, they've charged him.
Gyps, have a good day. Thank you for being here today.
And this happens in a lot of jurisdictions. The degree can be set by the jury. The prosecution goes in with a murder charge. They feel that they can prove first degree murder. And I think they've got a very good case for it, for what you just outlined a moment ago about over the course of that 10 days, how many off-ramps did he have? How many times could he have changed his mind? How many times could he have just stopped trying to poison her? So when you think about the premeditation and malice aforethought that's put into a 10-day period, that to me is signature first-degree murder. But with murder, it always comes down to intent. The jury needs to decide, and they need to agree upon what kind of criminal intent did he have. And if they don't believe that there were these kind of aggravating circumstances of first-degree murder, then kind of their default is second-degree murder if they feel that it was premeditated murder. But then, because of what the defense has offered in their own arguments, they're saying this wasn't murder, this was an assisted suicide. Essentially, they're saying that she wanted to commit some sort of self-harm and that he was helping facilitate that. By offering that and essentially introducing that argument in front of the jury and evidence, even though weak, but evidence to support it, the judge then has decided, and judges say that they have a sua sponte duty, meaning it's in there, it's in the case, they now have almost a requirement to instruct the jurors on this. So the prosecution isn't arguing for that. They don't believe that's what this is at all. But because there is evidence of it, the jurors need to have that at least as an option. So it's not what he was charged with originally, but it is something that the jurors can consider. And like I said, it's all going to come down to what do they believe was his intent? Do they believe that he had these affairs and had money problems and all the other motives that the prosecution has presented and therefore wanted to kill her? Or do they think it was kind of something gone wrong or an accident? Or, even if they buy what the defense is trying to sell, there's still a manslaughter on the table, though I don't personally feel that was supported by the evidence at all.
Yeah. This Ola in defense technically said he did it, in other words. I mean, right.
It's weird he looks like Chad Daybell, but I think she married him because she wanted to marry a doctor.
Saying, he might, right? Their best defense is to say, hey, let's get him on manslaughter, or?
Yeah. What it is they've run out of defenses. When you usually see these kind of wild defense.
This is kind of boring. Do you guys want a palate cleanser? Here you go. Here's a palate cleanser.
Time to get happy. It's time to get funky. It's time for us to smile. Here comes Max Spunky. It's time to get happy. It's time to get funky. It's time for us to smile. Because here comes Max Spunky. It's time to get happy. It's time to get funky. It's time for us to smile. Because here comes Max Spunky. It's now falling plate to funk it. It's time you all alone for it, funk it. Ready fun, get it fun, yeah. Cause here comes Max Spunky. It's time to get happy. It's time to get funky. It's time for us to smile. Because here comes Max Spunky. It's time to get happy. It's time to get funky. It's time for us to smile. Because here comes Max Spunky. It's time to get happy. It's time to get funky. It's time for us to smile. Cause here comes Max Spunky. It's now balling flick to funk it. It's time you all alone for it, drunk it. Ready fuck, get it fun, yeah. Cause here comes Max Spunky.
Hey, Elle Elizabeth, come on in. Elle. Come on in. Oh, man. That is courtesy of Vinnie Politan. That is Vinnie Politan's video. Oh, there's Noelle. Noelle, I just got your text. Thank you, Noelle. I love you, sweetheart. Holla. Woo! I don't know why that is it's Vinny's song.
It's time to get happy.
Watch.
It's time to get funky. It's time for us to smile. Cause here comes Max Spunky.
It's time for us to smile. Cause here comes Mick Spunky. Yes, he plays it. Look. It's on his channel, Vinnie Politan, right here. Mick Spunky theme. 1 year ago, it says, the man who makes us smile. The legendary Mick Spunky. He plays it every live. I thought it was funny as shit.
It's time to get happy. It's time to get funky. It's time for us to smile. Because here comes Max Spunky. It's time to get happy. It's time to get funky.
Here he
is. It's time for us to smile. Because here comes Max Spunky.
It says, okay, so here's Mick Spunky. Let's read the comments. Mick Spunky says, thank you, sir. I'm very humbled, Vinny. Mick Spunky, you're more than a hidden gem. You're an absolute treasure. I don't know why this makes me laugh. Oh, boy, I don't know why I needed this in my life. Here's Lauren. This is the best. There's Lauren, Hidden True Crime. Mick Spunky is the bomb. Look, Mick Spunky said, here's the super thanks. He said, here's $2. We love Mick Spunky. This is funny. Vinny, you're too much. Here comes Mick Spunky. Yikes. Time to get happy. We love Mick Spunky. No one else thinks Mick Spunky is kind of a weird name. You go, Mick Spunky. I might have popped in here to get happy. Ooh. Mick Spunky is the best spunkster we know. Vinny, no better representative of the true crime community than Mick Spunky. Love you, Mick Spunky. You deserve it, Mr. Mick Spunky. Oh my gosh. Spunk. Oh my God. As a Gen Xer, you don't want to know what spunk is. I'm going to ask one last time. Who is Mick Spunky? Thank you, Beth. He's a chat room regular on several true crime channels. He's funny and nice and generous. Is this the new theme song or something? I don't know about this. There you go. Little palate cleanser. Best spunkster we know.
It's now falling play to funk it. It's time you all alone for it, funk it. Ready fun, get it fun, yeah. Cause here comes Max Spunky. It's time to get happy. It's time to get funky.
Is he going to come visit Cooterville? We need McSpunky in Cooterville.
It's time for us to smile, because here comes Max Spunky. It's time to get happy. It's time to get funky. It's time for us to smile, because here comes Max Spunky. It's time to get happy. It's time to get funky. It's time for us to smile, because here comes Max Spunky. It's now body flick to funk it. It's time you are loading for it, drunk it. Let it fuck, get it fun, yeah. Cause here comes Max Spunky.
We're done with it. We're done with it. And on that note, Cooters, I am going to go get myself some food because I am hungry. Let me get back on this screen for you guys. Thank you so much for being here today. Thank you for all the birthday wishes. I really, 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 really appreciate you guys. If you could put your paws on the like button before we get out of here, because McSpunky did me in today. We need Kramit to make a video of Spunky with Lauren's face for sure. Thank you guys again. You guys made my birthday really special, and I really appreciate that. Thank you again. Let's get in the damn Cooter DeVille. And yes, that's John Ramsey. Look at this is John Ramsey on the Crime Con stage at his old age. There's so many videos I want to review, but I think our next live is going to be more fun. We're going to go back in time, and I want to do my Geraldo live about the party lines. I think we'll get a big laugh out of that. I think we need a laugh. We definitely need to laugh. Thank you again for being here. Let's get in that damn Cooter DeVille. Where is that Cooter DeVille?
A Cooter DeVille. I think the devil drives a Cooter DeVille. I saw the dreadlocks over the hill. Not against her will. I got time to kill. Way down in Cootersville. Okay.
I'm sorry, Gen X. Let's see if our credits are going to work for us today. Oh, they're working for my birthday. Yay. If you donated to the channel or became a Cooter or donated Cooterships today, look for your name on the screen. Thank you for your support. Thank you for all of the birthday love. I really appreciate all of you. And yeah, I look forward to seeing you guys. Check out my true crime channel, J is for Justice. If you're not subbed up, we go in depth into cases, court docs, trials, etc. I would love to have you over there and hang out with me. Look at all the new Cooters.
She says, welcome to Cooterville. Everybody close your legs. Everybody coming in, close your legs.
Close your legs.
Look at all of those new Cooters. And I think I'm going to wear my skirt when the weather warms up. What do you think?
I did get choked.
Thank you again. I'm going to end this out. You guys have a great rest of your day. I'm going to enjoy the sunshine and the crisp, cool weather. Bye, guys.